Chapter 1230. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch came from a humble background, but he was able to create the Thunder Heaven School and become a first-rate power. Originally, his cultivation talent was not outstanding, but he was lucky enough to obtain an ancient inheritance. From then on, his strength increased by leaps and bounds, and he became an expert. In the end, he established the Thunder Heaven School, and it had been almost 10,000 years since then. If he was unable to break through to the Jade Moon realm within 100 years, his lifespan would be exhausted. Normally, at his advanced age, his blood energy would be exhausted. It would be extremely difficult for him to break through to the higher realms, and there was almost no hope for him. However, the inheritance he received was different. His body that had been tempered for many years had become even stronger, his blood energy had not dried up, and his soul had also entered the ranks of the Divine Soul. He was confident that he would be able to break through to the Jade Moon realm in the next few decades. In the past 10,000 years, the power he had accumulated was too strong, and it was time for him to accumulate strength. However, before he could break through, a strong enemy had attacked him. He had no choice but to reveal his strength, and take the opportunity to fight and find an opportunity to break through. As long as he broke through to the Jade Moon realm, he wouldn't care even if the Thunder Heaven School was exterminated. At that time, he could build another Thunder Heaven School at any time. After thinking it through, he no longer had any worries and released his powerful fighting strength to fight with Yang Wu. It's not too late for you to retreat now. Otherwise, this old man can't guarantee that I won't beat you to death. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch said with a strong sense of confidence. Yang Wu felt the aura of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch and revealed a satisfied expression. Not bad, not bad, this kind of strength is more like it, make your move as soon as possible. Reckless fool, even if you are the successor of the Purple Cloud Hall, I will still teach you a profound lesson. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch said coldly and attacked again. Thunderclap Fist. This was a powerful divine fist, and it was the inherited divine skill that the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch had obtained. With a punch, lightning flashed in all directions. The tyrannical fist force seemed as if it was about to explode the sky. Let me see how powerful the Black Tortoise is. Yang Wu looked at the Thunder Heaven School's ancestor's divine fist, and actually did not move at all. A thick layer of armor appeared all over his body, wanting to use it to block the Thunder Heaven School's ancestor's attack. After the Black Tortoise armor was formed, it took the shape of a giant tortoise shell. The 8 trigrams also took on the shape of a Tai Chi. The energy that was spinning back and forth was extremely powerful. Starlight gathered here as if the Black Tortoise had descended. As Yang Wu's strength became stronger, his understanding of martial arts also became completely different. You actually didn't dodge. I'll kill you. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch shouted in his heart. Bang! The fist force of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch ruthlessly landed on Yang Wu's armor, causing a loud explosion. Many sparks flew in all directions, dust flew up, and the earth shook. Didn't you eat today? Yang Wu stood still and said disdainfully. His feet had already pierced into the ground, and he was constantly absorbing the energy from the ground. He was like a black tortoise, as steady as Mount Tai. Ah, I don't believe that I can't beat you up. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch's aura surged, the thunder fist exploded out, the fist was filled with dense thunder and lightning energy, like a thunder star, the fist force was like a bolt of lightning, fiercely rushing towards Yang Wu. Bang! Bang! The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch was ruthless, his fighting strength was raised to the limit, the lightning that filled the sky continued to gather, the area within a radius of tens of miles was affected by his power, many mountain rocks turned into powder, the trees exploded into powder, the power was extremely shocking. Yang Wu was enduring the power of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch, even if it was a star, it would be destroyed by the other party. How could his black tortoise withstand it? The tortoise shell is like the 8 trigrams, the Taiji heart-suppressing eye. There is nothing in the world that cannot be removed. Yang Wu could feel the immense pressure on the black tortoise battle armor. The 8 trigrams diagram had slowed down, and it was difficult for the 8 trigrams diagram to display its full power. Waves of thunder force passed through the battle armor and shook his internal organs. If not for the fact that he had achieved the large success Holy Body, he would have been beaten to death by the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch. He still did not retaliate, but instead sensed the direction of the 8 trigrams on the battle armor, and studied the fusion of the 8 trigrams and the Taiji Dao. The 5 elements, 8 trigrams, and Taiji all walked the path of feng shui. After fusing them together, they would possess an extremely powerful force. Under the pressure of the outside world, Yang Wu activated the Supreme 9 Profound Arts to its limits, and the 8 trigrams battle armor's circulation became even faster. The Taiji Yin and Yang fish continuously approached the center of the 8 trigrams battle armor, forming the Taiji 8 trigrams battle armor. Buzz buzz. Yang Wu's battle armor underwent an inexplicable change. The diverting force formed a huge whirlpool, completely diverting the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch's fist force, and even rebounding it back towards him. His attack trajectory was also diverted by Yang Wu's diverting force, and was unable to hit Yang Wu's body at all. Haha, this is the most powerful side of the black tortoise. I've finally comprehended it. Yang Wu laughed maniacally. At this moment, his entire body was covered by a huge vortex-shaped armor. This was the transformation of the black tortoise armor that had been activated to the extreme. The current state of the black tortoise armor was the final form of the black tortoise armor, which could deflect all forces. Furthermore, the profoundness of the diverting force was not limited to this. The powerful diverting force could affect his surroundings, and currently, it could only affect a range of 10 meters around him. However, this was already very impressive, and when the attack landed within 10 meters of him, it would be deflected by the diverting force a step ahead of time, causing flaws to appear in the opponent's attack. This was the true Black Tortoise Dao removal. Black Tortoise Dao removal, Spear Dao, and Sword Dao all belong to the Black Tortoise Dao. The Black Tortoise is originally a top-notch spirit demon that can attack and defend. I want to comprehend all of the Black Tortoise Dao, and my fighting strength will increase by another level. Yang Wu shouted excitedly in his heart. It was also at this moment that a thunder sword appeared in the hands of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch. He shouted fiercely, "I don't believe that I can't break your turtle shell." This was a sword that was half a step away from the heavenly sword, and was also the thunder sword that the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch relied on to become famous. With a slash of the sword, 100 bolts of heavenly thunder condensed, and like a thunderstorm, they transformed into tens of thousands of sword chi that slashed towards Yang Wu. "I'm not playing with you anymore." Electric Fork Magnetic Field. Yang Wu had used the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch's training to reach the large success stage of the Black Tortoise Dao removal, and had lost his patience. In his eyes, the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch's role as a whetstone had come to an end. Rumble rumble. A terrifying thunder electromagnetic field appeared, and the terrifying thunder magnetic field attracted even more terrifying thunder lightning force to descend. The thunder lightning force turned into the shape of an electric fork, completely drowning out the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch. Under the bombardment of the thunder electromagnetic field, the surrounding 100 miles were completely sunk, and a lot of thunder lightning force splashed towards various parts of the Thunder Heaven School. Quickly activate the defensive formation, or else the sect will be destroyed. Thunder Heaven School's patriarch, Nanshinshu, cried out in alarm. If the patriarch goes all out, he will definitely be able to kill that little thief. To be able to force the patriarch to such an extent, just what kind of background does that little bastard have? Could it be that the heavens want my Thunder Heaven School to perish? After the electric fork magnetic field contained the way of thunder, Yang Wu felt like he had become the thunder god. No, the electric god. The electric fork in the magnetic field was completely under his control. He grabbed the electric fork and smashed it towards the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch. Every electric fork contained an astonishing amount of divine thunder power. There were scarlet flame thunder, golden snake thunder, purple cloud thunder, and black demon thunder. The four-colored divine thunder was enough to threaten a divine level ranker. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch was scared silly by the power of this wave of lightning. He had already reached the peak of half-step into heaven ascension, and could condense a large amount of lightning power, and even attract heavenly thunder. But he was simply unable to compare with the lightning of Yang Wu's electric fork magnetic field. How could he resist this divine thunder that filled the sky? Take this opportunity to break through to the Jade Moon realm. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch was also a bold person. He was also someone who cultivated in the Thunder Mountain all year round, and had also encountered a powerful heavenly thunder body tempering before. Thunderclap Magic Kung Fu. This was the inherited divine art that the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch had obtained when he was young, and it was of a higher level than many of the profound arts of the big powers in the transcendent realm. Unfortunately, he had only obtained a fragment of the scroll. If he had obtained the complete scroll, he would have already reached the Jade Moon realm, and would not have dragged it out until now. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch released a strong devouring power, and actually absorbed the power of Yang Wu's electric forks into his body. He wanted to rely on the power of the divine thunder to break through the Jade Moon realm in one go. It had to be said that his plan was very clever, but unfortunately, he had still underestimated Yang Wu's strength. The power of these electric forks was all under his control, so the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch absorbing them was simply courting death. Haha, absorbing my power? What a naive idea. Explode for me. Yang Wu sensed the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch's plan and couldn't help but laugh. He controlled the electric forks that filled the sky and exploded with power. Rumble, rumble. Many electric forks exploded crazily, even the electric forks that were absorbed by the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch exploded. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch screamed miserably. His half-step heavenly ascension body exploded, and blood splattered in all directions. Let's go. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch would not die so easily. After he was injured, he knew that the young man in front of him was not easy to deal with. He did not plan to stay any longer, and wanted to escape through the electric fork's magnetic field. Before he could escape from Yang Wu's electric fork's magnetic field, many electric fork's magnetic fields gathered on the body of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch and exploded once again. This wave of explosions completely destroyed a large area in front of the Thunder Heaven School. Even their sect's great formation was shattered inch by the power of the lightning. Many Thunder Heaven School disciples fainted from the shock. This was a battle between half-step Heavenly Ascension realm experts. The impact was too great. If they were to move and fight inside the Thunder Heaven School, all of the Thunder Heaven School's territory would be completely destroyed. When the power of the lightning disappeared, an old man was lying in the deep pit. His body was covered in blood and his entire body was charred black. His appearance was extremely miserable. Spare me. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch spat out smoke and begged for mercy. When the saints of the Thunder Heaven School saw this scene, they were in complete despair. Run! These Thunder Heaven School saints made their choice without hesitation. If they didn't escape now, when would they? Capture them. Whoever escapes will die. Yang Wu ordered. Yes, master. Zhou Outyin said as he continuously sent out huge palm prints towards those saints who were running away. Bang! 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 Chapter 12:31. Blood splattered everywhere, dyeing the sky red. How could these saints escape when a half-step into the Heavenly Ascension realm expert made a move? The young man stepped on the body of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch, and his body suddenly grew taller, turning into a giant that was close to 100 meters tall. He said indifferently, "From today onwards there will no longer be a Thunder Heaven School, and the name will be changed to Martial Marquis Gang." The youth contained divine might, and every word of his was like a decree that landed in the ears of the saints and the disciples of the Thunder Heaven School, suppressing them to the point that they couldn't even raise their heads. All the disciples of the Thunder Heaven School looked at the young giant in front of them and were scared out of their wits. They trembled and said, "We are willing to submit, willing to submit." Such a transformation ability, even an expert of the heavenly ascension realm might not be able to cultivate it. The young man in front of him was undoubtedly a powerful expert of the heavenly ascension realm. Zhou Outyan looked at Yang Wu's appearance and exclaimed in his heart, "So master is that huge god." When he stepped onto Thunder Mountain, he met Yang Wu, who had transformed into a giant. Now that he saw him again, his heart was greatly shaken. The old bones of the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch, who was being stepped on by Yang Wu, broke a few more of his old bones, and he continuously spat out blood. He was not far from death, and once again begged for mercy. This old man is willing to submit. In front of absolute strength, the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch had no room to resist. "Even though you are willing to submit, I still want to control your soul. Release your divine court and let me brand the puppet controlling spell," Yang Wu said. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch said unwillingly, Master, I can break through to the Jade Moon realm soon. I can also let you go to the Hell realm immediately." Yang Wu coldly interrupted the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch had no choice but to open the divine court and allow Yang Wu's puppet controlling spell to enter his soul, and was completely enslaved by Yang Wu. Once he became a slave, he would definitely be affected by Yang Wu's will. It would be extremely difficult for him to break through to the Jade Moon realm. Yang Wu did not want the Thunder Heaven School's old ancestor to break through to the Jade Moon realm now. Once he broke through, he might not necessarily be loyal to him, so it would be better to directly enslave him and control him. When he was stronger, he would be able to intimidate the experts of the Jade Moon realm, and then return his and Zhou Outyan's freedom. After the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch was controlled, Yang Wu released him, giving him a chance to recover from his injuries. Yang Wu bestowed the next level of immortal liquid to help the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch recover faster. There was no time for him to slowly recover. After the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch recovered, he respectfully followed beside Yang Wu, and together with Zhou Outyan, they became Yang Wu's most loyal servants. Tidy up the sect and change it to Wuhou Gang. Yang Wu brought the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch and Zhou Outyan to the main hall of the Thunder Heaven School's main peak, and instructed Zhou Outyan. "Yes, master." The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch replied, then left with the order. The Thunder Heaven School's patriarch didn't need to do too much. He only needed to instruct Nanshinshu to gather all the disciples and announce that the Thunder Heaven School had changed to the Martial Marquis Gang, and then have Yang Wu come out to appease the disciples. Just like that, an ordinary first-rate force was completely controlled by Yang Wu. After Yang Wu came down from Thunder Mountain, his ambition became extremely different. Not only did he want to reach the pinnacle of martial arts, but he also wanted to build a force to fight with other forces, such as the Purple Cloud Palace, the King of Hell's Palace, and the Xing clan. He needed more power to support him before he could fight against them. By integrating the power of the Thunder Heaven School, I can strengthen my Yang family's foundation. Once the family starts a war with the Xing family, I can also catch the Xing family off guard. Yang Wu thought. There was always someone better than him. Outside of the transcendent realm, there were higher realms. If he did not establish his own power, once he left, who would protect his family? No matter what his goal was, he had already decided to establish a sect and create a Martial Marquis Gang. The Thunder Heaven School was the first force he had taken in. The place that the Thunder Heaven School was built in was not bad. These plunderers knew how to enjoy themselves, and the environment was arranged in a disorderly manner. Other than the many disciples, there were also many ordinary servants serving them, living a very superior life. Yang Wu entered the main hall and unceremoniously sat on the main hall seat. Looking at the hundreds of subordinates who were bowing down below, he was immediately filled with pride, and sighed in his heart. So this is the feeling of being in a superior position. Greetings, sect leader. Everyone shouted in unison. All of you rise. Yang Wu had been a prince in the mortal world, but he did not have hundreds of officials like the emperor. Now that he was sitting in the Thunder Heaven School's Great Hall, which was also the Martial Marquis Gang's Great Hall, his state of mind had become completely different. Men were all ambitious, and Yang Wu was no exception. All these years, in order to increase his strength, he had been training extremely hard. He had never truly enjoyed the feeling of being under one person and above 10,000 people. He was still a youth who was not even 30 years old, and was at his most hot-blooded, most driven, and most ambitious time. In the past, he did not have the strength to think about it, but now that he had the strength, it was time for him to show off his skills. From today onwards, this place will no longer be called the Thunder Heaven School, but will be called the Martial Marquis Gang. This young master will be the gang master, Nanshinshu will temporarily be the vice gang master, and he will continue to command the specific matters of the gang. Ren Gang will continue to be the supreme protector, and the others will continue to perform their duties well. Our Martial Marquis Gang will definitely not be like this in the future, and will become even more glorious. Yang Wu said boldly, and then he said, "Maybe you think that what this young master said is false, but this young master will tell you as a gold and green level alchemist in the Alchemist Alliance, as long as you are loyal to the sect and contribute more to the sect, then you will be able to obtain the holy elixir as a reward, which will help you increase your strength even faster. You can even obtain the divine elixir, and reaching the Jade Moon realm one day is definitely not a dream, but if anyone wants to betray the sect, then don't blame this young master for being impolite." In the past, when he was in the mortal world, he had told the skinny monkey that he wanted to establish a Martial Marquis Gang, but he had never paid much attention to it. This time, he was going to play for real, and he was going to play it big. After hearing Yang Wu's words, the eyes of the people present lit up. They finally knew Yang Wu's identity, the youngest top saint alchemist in the history of the Alchemist Alliance, Yang Wu. At the same time, he was also the invincible emperor of the battle between the dragons and the phoenixes not long ago. He suppressed the peerless geniuses of the various clans, and was indeed a dragon and phoenix among men. Everyone expressed their loyalty to him. As for what they were thinking in their hearts, it was unclear. These people did not have a sense of belonging to Yang Wu. If he wanted them to be completely loyal, he would need a period of time to get used to it. Yang Wu did not have the time to waste with them. After he controlled the Thunder Heaven School's patriarch, Ren Gang would become his sharp blade. Whoever dared to betray the Martial Marquis Gang would be killed without mercy. Nanshinshu was temporarily acting as the vice-sect leader, and he was also completely controlled by Yang Wu. Yang Wu did not need a disloyal person to be the sect leader. After doing all of this, Yang Wu finally stepped into the treasure trove palace. After arriving here, Yang Wu discovered that there really weren't many things stored here, so he asked Ren Gang and found out that he had exchanged most of the high-level cultivation resources. He needed a large amount of resources to break through the Jade Moon Mirror World. Sure enough, Yang Wu saw a pile of high-level thunder attribute materials and a large number of holy stones in Ren Gang's universe space. Yang Wu took more than half of them, and only left behind a few essential items for Ren Gang. Now that Ren Gang no longer had any hope of breaking through to the Jade Moon realm, it was useless to keep these materials. Furthermore, if Yang Wu really wanted him to break through to the Jade Moon realm, he had a way, and only needed a drop of immortal liquid. In addition, he found the purple moon divine flower, 10,000 core phantom grass, and several other divine medicines among Rengang's materials. He thought to himself, when I return to the Alchemist Union, I can try to refine a divine pill. Finally, his gaze fixed on an ancient beast-skin scroll. He opened it and saw that it was the Thunderclap divine art. This was an incomplete divine art, and only 2/3 of it was complete. 1/3 was missing. The Thunderclap divine art had a total of 9 levels, and now there were only 6. Moreover, each level was accompanied by the Thunderclap divine fist. If one wanted to cultivate this divine art, they had to comprehend the Thunderclap fist Tao. Yang Wu discovered that this Thunderclap divine art was very astonishing, and was afraid that it was not inferior to a top-grade divine art. Relying on it, Rengang could only cultivate to the half-step Tongtian realm, which could only mean that Rengang's talent was really too low. If it was another martial artist with a higher talent, they would definitely be able to smoothly enter the Jade Moon Mirror world. If they obtained the complete chant, they might be able to advance even further. It seems that this guy relied on this divine art to become rich. Yang Wu guessed. He had memorized the mnemonic chant of the Thunderclap divine skill. He might be able to cultivate it and comprehend the Thunderclap fist doctrine. This would help his great success divine body to erupt with even more power. Yang Wu occupied Rengang's cave and entered the cultivation mode. After he comprehended the Thunderclap divine art, he rushed to the Alchemist Union. Yang Wu used the soul of the divine fetus in the God's Court Tao flower to comprehend the divine art. He quickly memorized the key points of the divine art. Then, he used his body to cultivate this divine art. He already had the Supreme 9 Upper Mystery Formula. Before he completed the 9 types of mysterious Qi, he could not give it up and cultivate other mystery formulas. When Yang Wu tried to cultivate the Thunderclap divine art, he found that the power in his meridians was difficult to operate. It was as if an invisible force had imprisoned his dantian. He could not borrow external force, nor could he use internal force. The Supreme 9 Upper Mystery Formula is indeed unique. I'm just trying it out. It's not like I want to replace it. There's no way to cultivate it. It's a pity. What if I integrate the Thunderclap divine art into the Supreme 9 Upper Mystery Formula, and then deduce it? Integrating a mystery formula into another mystery formula was absolutely whimsical. The mystery formula's circulation path was different, and the cultivation method was even more different. How could they be integrated? It would only be possible if he created a new mystery formula. Who knew that when Yang Wu integrated the Thunderclap divine art into the Supreme 9 Upper Mystery Formula, he was stunned. Chapter 1232. Little Hay had boasted that the Regal 9 Profound Arts was the strongest immortal art, but it wasn't clear whether it was true or not. It only knew that it needed to refine 9 types of profound essence Qi and merge them into one to display the strongest power of the Regal 9 Profound Art. The level of the Regal 9 Profound Arts was too high. Once it was cultivated, it would be difficult to change to another profound art. Yang Wu had already tried it earlier, and it was indeed impossible to cultivate it. Thus, he used the Thunderclap divine art to borrow the power of the Regal 9 Profound Arts to cultivate and deduce if there was any way to merge the two, or if there was another secret path to see if he could cultivate it. Who knew? Something amazing happened. The Thunderclap divine art was merged into the Regal 9 Profound Art. 2 different profound arts were almost impossible to merge. Yang Wu was just trying it out, but who knew that such a shocking change would really happen? When the Thunderclap divine art merged with the Regal 9 Profound Arts, Yang Wu found that the circulation of his meridians had clearly changed. The path of energy in his dantian became more complex and powerful, and the absorption of energy from the outside world became faster. This also meant that the Regal 9 Profound Arts had absorbed the Thunderclap divine art, just like how it had absorbed the profound essence Qi. It had completely merged with the Regal 9 Profound Arts, and had undergone a new round of refinement. In other words, the Regal 9 Profound Arts had leveled up. In addition, there was another shocking discovery. Yang Wu actually understood the remaining one-third of the Thunderclap Divine Arts circulation method in his mind. As long as he concentrated on comprehending it, he would definitely be able to deduce the complete Thunderclap Divine Arts cultivation method. This was definitely a shocking discovery. The Regal 9 Profound Arts has such a miraculous operation. This effect is too amazing. Yang Wu couldn't help but exclaim. Previously, the Regal 9 Profound Arts absorption speed was at least 1,000 times faster than ordinary Saint Art. Now that it had evolved after absorbing the Thunderclap Divine Art, its absorption speed had increased by a fifth, reaching 1,200 times. Unfortunately, it only increased its absorption speed, and did not break through the ranks of the Profound Arts. This also meant that it was still a Saint-level Profound Art, and could only be cultivated to the peak of the Saint realm. It couldn't rely on it to break through to the Jade Moon realm, unless it absorbed another type of profound essence Qi. Even so, this was enough for Yang Wu to be happy. Increasing the speed at which he absorbed energy meant that he would be able to advance much faster than the other geniuses. In addition, obtaining the complete Thunder Crash godly art was also a supreme inheritance. In the future, if he met a fated person, he could also pass it down. Yang Wu was in a good mood, he thought again. I'll try other profound arts and see if they can be merged into the Supreme 9 Profound Arts. Over the years, Yang Wu had killed many experts and obtained many profound cultivation art. He had contributed most of them to the family, but he had also memorized these cultivation arts. He had chosen a cultivation art called 8 Sacred Heavenly Qi Art to integrate into the 9 Sovereign Profound Art. Sure enough, the 8 Sacred Heavenly Qi Art was assimilated by the 9 Regal Profound Arts once again, but it only increased his cultivation speed by 1%. This was a high-rank Saint Realm Profound Art, and it was far inferior to the Thunderclap Divine Art. He then integrated another cultivation art called Dragon Transformation Art. This was a peak pristine Saint Realm Profound Art, and he only integrated 1/3 of the chant. He wanted to see if the 9 Sovereign Profound Arts could also deduce this profound art. In the end, he really managed to deduce a complete version of the Dragon Transformation Art. Moreover, it was one level higher than the original version, reaching the Saint Realm. Could it be that the original Dragon Transformation Art was not complete? No, it should be that the 9 Sovereign Profound Arts strengthened the Dragon Transformation Art. How miraculous! However, this kind of low-level profound art only increased the absorption speed by 3,000. Therefore, Yang Wu tried a few more profound arts, and deliberately integrated 1/3 or half of the chant. The 9 Sovereign Profound Arts could deduce more exquisite chants, and increase the level of the profound art. Yang Wu understood the characteristics of the 9 Sovereign Profound Arts, and thought excitedly in his heart, this must be the most powerful part of the 9 Sovereign Profound Arts. I'm afraid that even little Hay doesn't know about it. Having the 9 Sovereign Profound Arts is equivalent to having a powerful profound art library. As long as I have some fragmentary chants, I can deduce all the profound arts in the world. It's definitely the best way to nurture subordinate. After Yang Wu confirmed this situation, he came out of seclusion. He once again called for a meeting of the Sacred Elders, and gathered all the Sacred Elders in the gang. I plan to make all of you into the main Thunder Heaven Division, and pass on a portion of the Thunderclap magic technique to help all of you become even stronger. When all of you reach the Peak Sage realm one day, I will pass on the complete Thunderclap magic technique to all of you and help all of you break through to the Jade Moon realm in one go. Yang Wu generously passed down half of the Thunderclap magic technique to help them increase their cultivation speed. Most of the disciples that the Thunder Heaven School absorbed cultivated Thunder Profound Qi. With this half of the thunderclap magic technique, they would definitely be able to create an astonishing power. How could an ordinary power pass down such a precious profound art to an ordinary disciple? Even the sacred elder might not have the chance to learn it. Rengang had only passed down a portion of the chant to Nanshinshu, and the others simply did not have the chance to cultivate it. After everyone received the thunderclap magic technique from Yang Wu, they were all extremely grateful. They all knelt down and kowtowed to thank him, and their loyalty towards Yang Wu increased by a lot. In the future, this would be the place of the Martial Marquis Gang's Thunder Heaven division. In the future, when he found a better place, he would definitely establish a sect and announce it to the world. At that time, it would be the time when the Martial Marquis Gang would truly appear. After Yang Wu reminded Nanshinshu of a few more matters, he brought Zhou Aotian and left the Martial Marquis Gang, heading towards the Alchemist Alliance. Ren Gang was left behind to supervise the creation of the Thunder Heaven division. Yang Wu asked him to choose 3,000 outstanding disciples to become members of the division, and then choose new disciples to become substitute members. In the future, he hoped to create a division of 10,000 people. The silver patterned turtle was also left behind, allowing it to cultivate here in peace. It could also go to Thunder Mountain to cultivate at any time, giving it space to grow. At the same time, he also hoped that when Little Hay returned, they would go to the Alchemist Alliance together or go back to the Yang family to find him. Yang Wu left behind many pills, a batch of immortal liquids, and many cultivation resources before floating away. Yang Wu brought Zhou Aotian to the outside of the Martial Marquis Gang, and also sent Zhou Aotian back to the Purple Firmament Hall. He wanted him to be a spy to understand the latest situation of the Purple Firmament Hall and secretly protect the safety of Zuu. Zhou Aotian accepted the order and left. Yang Wu looked at the departing Zhou Aotian and flew into the sky. He shouted, "Thunder Tribulation Cloud, go!" A thunder cloud flashed, and exuded a noble purple aura. It changed to the size of a bed, just enough for Yang Wu to lie on, and quickly flew towards the Alchemist Alliance with Yang Wu. Yang Wu lay on the thunder cloud, crossed his legs, and hummed a little tune. He was incomparably relaxed, as if he could freely travel through the 9 heavens and earth, and it was the kind that did not require any effort. Martial artists needed to expend energy to fly, and the longer they flew, the more energy they needed to support it. After reaching the star pattern realm, the consumption of energy while flying could be ignored, and they could borrow the power of the stars to fly continuously. However, when passing through some empty spaces, they could not borrow the power of the stars, and it would depend on the foundation of their dantian. Battleships, flying shuttles, war chariots, and other flying soldiers needed profound stones or saint stones to fly, and the consumption was not small. However, Yang Wu's Thunder Tribulation Cloud was different. It did not need to expend his own energy, nor did it need profound stones or saint stones. It was a cloud condensed from heaven and earth, and it could travel through the world at an extremely fast speed. As long as Yang Wu used his consciousness to urge it, it could be fast or slow as he wished, as if it was a part of his body. This was also known as the Magic Cloud ability. Even a Jade Moon Realm expert might not be able to use such a method. After all, this kind of magic cloud was incomparably rare, and even if it appeared, it would be accompanied by great danger. Yang Wu had obtained this Thunder Tribulation Cloud because of the power of the trident. Without the trident absorbing the power of the divine thunder, how could he have subdued it? It had to be said that Yang Wu's luck was not something an ordinary person could compare with. Now that I have reached the 6th level of the Star Rune Realm and have learned the mysteries of the highest 9 mysteries formula, I should continue to comprehend the mysteries of the Star Rune Realm and strive to strengthen the foundation of this realm. My breakthroughs are too fast, and I cannot continue to improve. Even if I have cultivated a great success Saint Physique, and my foundation is stronger than anyone else's, It is a pity that my understanding of the star rune realm is insufficient. I can open the will inheritance of the Yang family ancestor and use my own cultivation direction to verify it, speeding up my comprehension of the essence of the star rune realm. Yang Wu had obtained the will inheritance of the Yang family ancestor on the 12th floor of the God of War pagoda. His bloodline had also awakened many of the Yang family's inherited cultivation technique. If it were any other Yang family disciple who had obtained this inheritance, as long as they cultivated according to this inheritance, they would be able to approach the strength of the Yang family ancestor one day. However, Yang Wu was different. His ambition was greater. He wanted to become a peak war god realm expert. He didn't want to follow the old path of the Yang family ancestor. He wanted to be stronger than the Yang family ancestor and walk his own path. The 6th level of the star rune realm had already reached the late stage of the intermediate saint realm. The 6 incomparably thick star runes were like a bridge that directly connected to the power of the stars from the 9 heavens. Yang Wu urged the 6 star runes and circulated the mystic formula. Strands of star power converged towards him and gradually entered his body. At the same time, Yang Wu's divine perception extended upwards along the descending star power. He wanted to find the source of the star power. There were countless stars in the Milky Way. Every star contained boundless star power. However, the sacred body was limited. Not every star's power could be drawn down. Martial artists could only draw upon the power of their own natal star to temper their martial body. Yang Wu wanted to find out which natal star was his. The Earth star was very far away from the stars in the outside world. It was easier said than done to sense one's own natal star. Only the experts of the Jade Moon Mirror world could vaguely sense such an ability. How could Yang Wu do it? I sensed it. Chapter 1233. A dazzling star flickered among the stars like an emperor. Sometimes it would roar like a true dragon, sometimes it would cry like a phoenix, sometimes it would move like a white tiger, sometimes it would breathe like a black tortoise, sometimes it would transform into a divine cauldron, a divine bell, and all kinds of imprints dazzled the eyes, causing people to gasp in admiration. When all these strange phenomena disappeared, it was still a star, an incomparably huge star filled with a divine aura. The surrounding stars were like fireflies compared to the bright moon, unable to be mentioned in the same breath. This was Yang Wu's natal star, the North Star. The North Star, also known as the North Star, was the most noble imperial constellation. Within the Milky Way there were countless stars, but 9 stars were the main system. They were Venus, Jupiter star, Water Moon star, Zhu Wuxing star, Thick Earth star, Gentle Wind star, Thunder Pole star, Pluto star, and Light God star. Saints mainly absorbed the power of these 9 stars, which corresponded to the power of their respective natal stars. As for the purple star, it was a star that only existed in legends. The 9 stars revolved around it, and it was the emperor of the stars. Even among the tens of thousands of saints, they might not be able to absorb the power of the purple star. Yang Wu did not expect that his natal star would be the North Star. According to legend, the North Star was an emperor star, but it was an Earth attribute star. Everyone believed that only Earth attribute martial artists had the opportunity to arouse the North Star, but Yang Wu was not a martial artist who cultivated Earth attribute profound chi. The North Star is undoubtedly an emperor star, but it is not something that only Earth attribute profound chi martial artists can arouse. As long as one has enough strength, has an invincible belief, and shows an invincible posture, they can obtain its recognition and become a natal star. Yang Wu could not see through the North Star for a long time. He was only vaguely aware of its existence, and all of his divine sense was completely isolated. Yang Wu didn't feel happy about learning that his life star was the Polaris star. Instead, his expression became somewhat dignified. Just a moment ago, he faintly sensed that there were also people who used the Polaris star as their life star. This also meant that in this era, he had an old enemy, and an enemy that could compare to him. How can one not have an opponent in one's life? That would be too lonely. I just don't know who it will be. Please don't disappoint me. Yang Wu murmured with a faint smile. In the extreme north, in a place of extreme cold, there was a young man sitting cross-legged on a piece of Emperor Ice Jade like an ice sculpture. The Emperor Ice Jade was a top-grade jade born from ice. It was incomparably more precious than ordinary divine jade. This young man was actually sitting on its body to cultivate. It was truly extravagant. If Yang Wu saw this young man, he would definitely want to kill him. He was Kunlun's previous generation's holy son, Kuan Mingzi. After Kuan Mingzi obtained the star-tempering body from the sacred transformation pond, he came to the extreme north to cultivate without stopping. Moreover, his cultivation had also risen to the 5th level of Celestial Rune Realm. He was not much weaker than Yang Wu and Jin Qiu. At this moment, he opened his frost-like eyes, looked up, and murmured, "Has the old enemy appeared? Interesting. No matter who you are, you will become a stumbling block that I kick away." Once again, he closed his eyes and operated the profound art. Countless ice-cold qi gathered towards him, and there were even strands of inexplicable immortal light that entered his body. It was as if an ice immortal had descended to the world. Very quickly, an iceberg was formed around him. No one knew that there was an ice immortal in this iceberg. In the southernmost region, a fire-colored creature rushed into a sea of fire and absorbed millions of flames into its body. In the end, it condensed into the appearance of a young man. He was like a fire god that had descended and could control all flames. His eyes flashed like lightning. "I've finally succeeded in cultivating the myriad flame divine art. I can finally leave this damned place. This sovereign can sense that there are powerful enemies in this world waiting for me. As long as I trample these powerful enemies under my feet, I will definitely be invincible and open the path to immortality." In the central state border, Imperial Qi suddenly descended from an imperial court. It was as if a heavenly dragon had gathered in a great hall. It was incomparably shocking, and was actually an auspicious omen. In other places, inexplicable phenomena also appeared one after another. They were all extremely shocking. In an inconspicuous place, there was a mountain range shrouded in clouds. At the peak of the mountain was a celestial viewing altar. An elder whose appearance could not be seen clearly sat cross-legged on the altar. 2 beams of light pierced through the sky, breaking through layers of obstructions and seeing everything in the sky. His voice faintly rang out. "The North Star appears once every 1,000 years, and within 1,000 years, the images of 9 emperors have appeared. The 9 emperors are vying for supremacy, and the one and only emperor will be decided in the 1,000 Saints' Assembly. The Martial Sage Assembly is about to begin. It looks like the human race is destined to shine in this 1,000 Saints' Assembly." After pausing for a moment, he issued an order to the people below the mountain. "Pass down my orders. The Martial Sage Assembly will begin in 20 years and decide the 1,000 people who will participate in the 1,000 Saints' Assembly." "Yes, Tower Master," a voice immediately replied. Very quickly, the various regions of the Transcendent Realm received this news. The Martial Sage Assembly that was held once every 1,000 years was about to begin. The 100 realms would each select 1,000 saints to enter the Martial Sage Battle Realm, and select the 1,000 strongest martial saints from the Transcendent Realm to participate in the 1,000 Saints' Assembly. The Martial Sage Assembly was an assembly of the human race, while the 1,000 Saints' Assembly was an assembly of all races. They were 2 completely different assemblies, and the levels of the representatives were also completely different. Only through this kind of selection would the strongest saints of the human race appear. In the future, when they entered the heavenly connecting realm, they would be considered invincible. In order to determine the strongest race, the various races would compete for territory and resources. The Saint Assembly that was held once every 1,000 years was the Thousand Saints Assembly. This kind of assembly was held in various primitive secret realms. There would be all kinds of cultivation resources there, but at the same time, it was also incomparably dangerous. Whoever could dominate would depend on their own abilities. The transcendent realm was completely stirred up. Various large and small factions would open up their largest cultivation resources to help their saints increase their cultivation speed. They would strive to have more people enter the Martial Sage Assembly, or even the Thousand Saints Assembly. The more people that could enter, the more prosperous that faction would be in the future. The saints standing on the stage were all extremely tyrannical martial saints. They represented the cornerstone of a faction. In the 100 realms there were many saints. In addition to various major factions, there were also countless hidden clans, hidden factions, and some powerful rogue cultivators. They would all participate in this assembly. It was a gathering that was highly anticipated. There was no age limit for this assembly. As long as one's strength was within the Star Rune realm, one could participate. This also included martial artists, who were half a step into the heavenly connecting realm. The so-called half a step into the heavenly connecting realm was just touching the edge of the Jade Moon realm. In reality, they were still in the Star Rune realm, so it was not against the rules to participate. Moreover, this was also an opportunity for them to enter the Jade Moon realm. If they could grasp it, they would soar to the heavens. If not, they would remain the same for the rest of their lives. 20 years was neither too long nor too short. Who would rise and fall would depend on that time. Yang Wu finally arrived at the Alchemist Alliance once again. The tribulation clouds surged forward, breaking through many layers of space. It took only half a day to cross the vast distance between worlds and arrive above the Alchemist Alliance. Yang Wu did not dare to control the tribulation clouds to descend. Instead, he withdrew the tribulation clouds and landed in the huge city. Tripod City was still bustling with people. It was a bustling and prosperous city. It was one of the top 10 cities in the Transcendent Realm. There were quite a few alchemists walking here. They wore badges and walked with tortoiseshell step. Behind them were a bunch of martial artists as attendants. That posture was very flashy. Some alchemists even had a few beauties by their side, enjoying the blessings of multiple men. Tripod City was the holy land of alchemists. Alchemists who could obtain the recognition of a badge were incomparably noble. Many martial artists did not dare to provoke them. Yang Wu did not directly enter the headquarters. Instead, he strolled along the official road. He wanted to take a good look at the medicine shops here and experience the unique atmosphere of Tripod City. Yang Wu looked wise and mighty. He swaggered through the official road, causing many women to cast flirtatious glances at him. Who wouldn't love such a heroic young man? Young girls as young as 14 years old and old women as old as 1,000 years old were all fond of him. Yang Wu had achieved the great success of the divine body. Even though he had restrained all of his aura, he still could not hide his brilliance. What a handsome young man! If I could have a night with him, I would die with no regret. Little brother is so handsome. I really want to go up and hit on him. I don't know if he would care about me. Why don't we knock this little brother out and carry him home? It would be wonderful to sleep with him every night. Why do I feel that he looks a little familiar? It's like he's my idol. Could it be that my heart is rippling? Many of the women were still very restrained. They only dared to whisper in the distance. Some of the bolder women sent voice transmissions to Yang Wu to confess to him. Some of them even sent keepsakes to Yang Wu. Yang Wu was speechless and could not help but laugh. He thought to himself, when did I get the treatment of a beautiful military advisor? No, I'm still a little worse than him. At least no man has harassed me. Suddenly, he felt a gust of wind coming from behind him. He reacted very quickly and instantly grabbed the arm that was attacking him. Someone screamed, let go. Who are you? Yang Wu turned around and stared at the rough man who had slapped his butt. The rough man in front of him only had the strength of the heavenly fish realm. He was definitely not an assassin sent by the King of Hell Palace, the Purple Cloud Palace, or the Xing family. The rough man was so scared that he peed his pants. Yang Wu's aura was too terrifying. Even if it had only burst out for a moment, it had still scared the rough man out of his wits. Handsome, I just want to get close to you. I have no evil intentions, the rough man stuttered as he responded. Get close to me? What do you mean? It's just that you look very attractive. I want to touch it. You are so handsome that my heart palpitates. Why don't you take me as a concubine? I will definitely take good care of you. Stupid glass, get out of my way. Chapter 1234. On the bustling street, there were many warriors coming and going. Most of the warriors were escorted by one or two alchemists. Alchemists were the most respected. Suddenly, a luxurious carriage appeared. 18 strong men carried the carriage and walked in the air. A young girl was lying in the carriage, and there were 8 maids serving her. Some of the maids were scattering flowers, and the fragrance of the flowers filled the air. Some of the maids were playing music, and the melody of the flute lingered in the air. Whether it was the porters or the maids, all of them had reached the minor saint realm. Such a scene was rarely seen in Ding City, and it was enough to show that the girl had an extraordinary background. The girl's eyes were like the autumn moon, and there were traces of autumn beauty in them. It was easy to lose yourself in them. Her jade-like skin was as smooth as snow, and it was as if water could be squeezed out with a light pinch. Her neck was like a swan, and her body was curvaceous. Her pair of jade-like feet were stretched out, dancing like an elf. This was a girl with unparalleled beauty. No matter which man saw her, they would secretly marvel at how the heavens made her so perfect. This girl had an extraordinary background, and there were countless men pursuing her. There were a bunch of escorts behind her carriage, and each of them thought that they were extraordinary and wanted to pursue this girl. She was Yao Miao Miao, the champion of the Young Generation Alchemist Conference held by the Alchemist Union not long ago. The Alchemist Conference was a grand event held by the Alchemist Union every 10 years. All alchemists below the age of 100 and below the realm of saint could participate. This girl had defeated many alchemists to reach the top, and her strength was evident. What a beauty! It's a pity that no one can pluck her. Rumor has it that she wants to replace Chao Jifei within 100 years. Her tone is not ordinary. She is still young. How can she be compared to Empress Chao? However, if she is given some time, she might become the next empress. First, there was Yao Wushuang, and now there is Yao Miao Miao. The Yao family's background is really unfathomable. She will never become an empress. She is just a little devil girl. The people in the surroundings were discussing in low voices. No one dared to make a ruckus. They were only transmitting their voices to each other. Outsiders couldn't hear what they were saying. At this moment, Yang Wu happened to be walking towards them. His hearing was extraordinary. Even though he had not activated his innate talent of hearing, his physical body had reached the second stage. His hearing was even more powerful than those geniuses who had activated their innate talent of hearing. He could hear the discussions of the people around him. He raised his head to look at the treasured carriage and muttered, "A female alchemist that can be compared to Chao Jifei?" The moment Yang Wu raised his head to look, the young lady on the treasure carriage also happened to look at him. Their gazes collided, and a nameless splash was created. "She's so beautiful! He's so handsome," the two of them thought to themselves. Yang Wu had seen many beauties, but there were very few that could compare to this young girl. Yang Wu and the other party looked away, and was about to avoid this group of people. Unexpectedly, the young girl on the treasure carriage opened her jade lips and said, "The little brother in front, would you like to come with me and tour the Ding City together? We can discuss alchemy and talk about the past and present." The young girl's voice was like a flowing spring. It was extremely beautiful. When the people around heard the young girl's voice, their faces revealed expressions of intoxication. It was as if they were listening to a celestial song. They were deeply moved. Yang Wu also felt that the voice was extremely pleasant to the ears. He couldn't help but feel a sense of obedience in his heart. However, that was only for a moment. He calmed down like the water in an ancient well. His consciousness was extremely powerful. How could ordinary people be able to move him? He thought to himself, this girl's voice is so wonderful. I'm afraid she has an incredible innate talent. It's a pity that she met me. Yang Wu curled his lips into a devilish smile and said, since you have invited me, how could I not dare to accept? Yang Wu transformed into a nimble shadow and landed on the treasure carriage. How dare you? How dare you blaspheme the saintess? The escorts behind the treasure carriage shouted. A tall and handsome man wielding a golden sword unceremoniously pierced towards Yang Wu. The 1,000-feet-long sword shadow carried an indestructible intent as it arrived in front of Yang Wu in the blink of an eye. Yang Wu reached out and grabbed the golden sword chi in his hand. He crushed it like it was made of paper and sent the rebound force towards the man. Pooh! The man's figure flew backwards and spat out blood. His aura had completely withered. Yang Wu landed on the treasure carriage like the wind and said bluntly, with such strength, you really don't deserve to be my lady's escort. Then, he said seriously to Yao Miao Miao, lady, from today onwards, I will be your only escort. Tell those trash behind you to scram. After saying that, he even reached out to touch Yao Miao Miao's face. How dare you? The maids beside Yao Miao Miao shouted and attacked Yang Wu at the same time. These maids were all in the dragon transformation realm. They looked young, but in reality, they were all over 100 years old. Their battle prowess was quite impressive. Before their attacks could land on Yang Wu, they were sent flying out of the treasure carriage by an invisible force. Your lady took the initiative to invite me, yet you dare to attack me. I will punish you for your disrespect, Yang Wu said sternly. Bastard, get out of the treasure carriage quickly. Otherwise, I will cut you into 8 pieces. No matter where you come from, daring to barge into Lady Yao's treasure carriage is an unpardonable crime. This bastard is powerful. Everyone, let's work together and take him down. Yao Miao Miao's escorts shouted one after another. Each of them wanted to use their own methods to chase Yang Wu out of the treasure carriage. This treasure carriage was unique to Yao Miao Miao. It was equivalent to her boudoir. These escorts did not even have the chance to get close. Instead, Yang Wu had beaten them to it. They were furious. They neglected the fact that it was Yao Miao Miao who took the initiative to invite Yang Wu. It was not Yang Wu who barged in. You're all a bunch of cowards who only know how to talk. Come and hit me if you can. Yang Wu's playfulness was aroused. He could not help but look down on these fellows. Do you really think you can't be hurt once you enter the treasure carriage? Get out of here. One of the escorts snorted coldly. An invisible force of soul attacked Yang Wu. However, before his soul could get close to Yang Wu's celestial court, he was blocked by a powerful force. Moreover, it came back to bite him. This escort felt as if his head was about to explode. He hugged his head and rolled on the ground, screaming in pain. Another escort shot out a hidden weapon. It flashed like a rainbow and shot towards Yang Wu's vitals. Yet another escort waved a rope and tried to tie Yang Wu down. Yet another escort used a sound wave to intimidate Yang Wu's soul. These escorts all had different methods, but their power was not to be underestimated. People from various factions gathered in Ding City. Their main purpose was to purchase large amounts of pills from the Apothecary Alliance. At the same time, they also traded with the Apothecary Alliance. These escorts were young people from various factions. Unfortunately, these people thought they were extraordinary. However, in front of Yang Wu, they were like children. They could not even withstand a single blow. Before these people's attacks could land on Yang Wu, an invisible force bounced them back. These escorts could not withstand the force of the rebound. They all screamed in pain and fell to the ground, unable to get up. When the people on the main road saw this scene, they could not help but suck in a cold breath. This young man was too powerful. At the same time, they also felt that this young man looked very familiar. However, they could not recall who he was. Now it's finally quiet. Yang Wu leaned against Yao Miao Miao and smiled. He looked at Yao Miao Miao and said, "Miss, let's talk about life." After saying that, he rudely touched Yao Miao Miao's face. Her smooth and delicate skin was as soft as water. He could not bear to part with it. Okay. Little brother, don't lie to me." Yao Miao Miao's beautiful eyes were like water. They were filled with boundless tenderness. They could melt any man of steel. This was a little demoness on the level of calamity. Yang Wu did not have time to react. He felt a pair of jade hands groping his body, teasing his primitive nerve. Ba. Little girl, men and women should not touch each other. This is not very good. Little brother, you touched me just now. Why can't I touch you back? Wow, little brother, why is your skin better than mine? It's so soft and smooth. It's also full of elasticity. Your muscles look very tender. In fact, they are very tough. How did you train them? Can you teach me? Miss, please have some self-respect. Big brother is actually a 10,000-year-old monster. Be careful that I don't eat you. All right. I like that you're mature and prudent. You must cherish me well. Yang Wu felt that he would not be able to handle this girl. His body had been touched, and he had almost lost his lower body. He could not understand why such a beautiful girl would be so daring. Did she really think that he would not dare to do her on the spot? He really did not dare. He was forced out of the treasured carriage in a sorry state. Little brother, don't run so fast. Your belt is still with me. The young girl's voice was graceful and moving. It was also filled with thoughts that would cause one's imagination to run wild. After Yang Wu ran far away, he could not help but wipe off his cold sweat and said, "Are all girls so open these days?" Fortunately, this young master is not a casual person. In the treasured carriage, the young girl looked at Yang Wu, who was running away in a sorry state. She smiled proudly and said to herself, "Hee, I thought that the invincible emperor would be very powerful. Wasn't he scared away by this young girl?" She paused for a moment and said, "But he is really cute. How is he as repulsive as cousin said? He is clearly a gentleman. He is the type that I like. Let's go back to the headquarters and give that little brother a surprise." Chapter 12:35. Inside the main altar of the Apothecary Alliance. This place was still as majestic as ever. Purple chi filled the air, reaching all the way to the clouds. Anyone who came here would be stunned by this aura. This was the holy land that all apothecaries yearned for. Unfortunately, very few people were able to enter the main altar. More than half of the best apothecaries in the transcendent realm were gathered here. There were many apothecaries here who could interact with each other. There were also many missions to complete. There were also many herbs, pill recipes, and so on. After they came here, they didn't want to leave. After Yang Wu arrived, he didn't need to show his badge. The gatekeeper bowed to him and let him in. "Saint Master Yang Wu has returned." The gatekeeper couldn't help but shout. Yang Wu was the idol of all young apothecaries. He was the youngest apothecary in history and the invincible emperor of the Battle of Dragons and Phoenixes. All of his shocking achievements had already spread throughout the transcendent realm. Regardless of whether it was the younger generation or the older generation, they all admired him. Among them, the members of the Apothecary Alliance believed that Yang Wu was the best candidate to become the Alliance Master. Their Alliance Master was not only outstanding in alchemy, but his battle prowess was also in the top 10 of the Transcendent Realm. He was a super powerhouse at the level of a giant. Yang Wu progressed in both alchemy and martial art. It wasn't impossible for him to catch up to their Alliance Master, Xiang Dingtian, in 10,000 years. As for Empress Chao Jifei, Her limelight had already been overshadowed by Yang Wu. Fortunately, she was a woman, so she still received a lot of attention. Following the gatekeeper's shout, the Apothecary Alliance immediately became very lively. The doors of the pavilions opened and people rushed out. Some of the seclusion rooms also opened, and people quickly walked out. Yang Wu's senses were very sharp. He sensed the changes in the castle and was slightly surprised. What's going on? When these people gathered around him, someone shouted, "Welcome back, Holy Elder Yang Wu! Welcome back, Holy Elder Yang Wu! Welcome back, Holy Elder Yang Wu!" Congratulations rang out one after another. In their eyes, Yang Wu was a hero, worthy of them coming out to welcome him. As early as a year and a half ago, they had learned that Yang Wu had become the invincible king. They were all happy for him, but at the same time, they secretly sighed in their hearts. Who said that alchemists can't fight? In other people's eyes, an alchemist's battle prowess was indeed the weakest among martial artists of the same level. Even they themselves believed so. Most of them were focused on alchemy and did not have much time to divert their attention to martial arts. Today, Yang Wu had broken the norm and completed an unprecedented feat. As an alchemist, he was invincible among the younger generation and shone in the transcendental world with his martial arts. This was something that even Alliance Master Xiang Dingtian could not achieve. These alchemists were all proud of Yang Wu and had already agreed long ago that when Yang Wu returned, it would be the day of congratulation. Yang Wu was touched. He was only a newcomer to the Alchemists' Alliance. Even though he was a holy elder, he had only joined the Alchemists' Alliance for a short time and did not gain the recognition of many people. Now, he did not rely on his alchemy skills to gain the recognition of these alchemists. Instead, he won them over with his martial arts talent. Yang Wu greeted these alchemists one by one and chatted with them. He finally got to know these alchemists of the Alchemists' Alliance. These alchemists were very excited. Yang Wu was not arrogant or rude to them. He was only modest and polite. He did not pretend to be arrogant either. He was sincere, which made them feel respected. In their hearts, they approved of Yang Wu even more. Holy Elder Yang Wu, you're finally back. You've made our alliance proud. Holy Elder Yang Wu, when are you free to drink with me for 3 days and 3 nights to celebrate? Holy Elder Yang Wu, you're too young. I wasn't convinced at first, but now I'm convinced. If you need anything in the future, just let me know. Holy Elder Yang Wu, my granddaughter is 16 years old and very beautiful. I plan to give her to you as a concubine. How about that? These alchemists were very enthusiastic. Yang Wu felt like he had been taken advantage of by these guys. He could not escape even if he wanted to. Little Wu, you're finally willing to come back and see this old bag of bones. Elder Zue's voice rang out in surprise. Yang Wu thought to himself, finally, my savior is here. Elder Zue, you came just in time. I have something to tell you. Yang Wu went up and said. Then, he said to the other alchemists, everyone, please go back. Yang Wu has something to discuss with Elder Zue. I'll discuss alchemy with you all in the future. Without saying a word, Yang Wu pulled old Zue and quickly left the place. Brat, why are you in such a hurry to take this old man away? Elder Zue asked, puzzled. These elders are too enthusiastic. I can't stand it. Yang Wu replied. Haha, who told you to be in the limelight? They can't wait to like you, but you actually want to avoid them. I really don't know what you're thinking. Do you still want to drink? I've brought some good wine with me this time. You should have said so earlier. Come, let's go to my place. Not far away, a young man and woman who looked like a golden boy and a jade girl were looking at them. The man wore a white robe with a purple gold jade belt around his waist and a pair of Qilin boots on his feet. His temperament was extraordinary. The woman was as beautiful as a flower, graceful and charming. She wore a black alchemist robe and stood proudly like a black rose. She carried a unique imperial aura that attracted the attention of others. They were the saint alchemist Yao Wushuang and Chao Jifei. Little junior sister, for this kind of person, why do you pay so much attention to him? You should know that the tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. I heard that he has been ordered to die by the king of hell. He won't live past 5. Yao Wushuang said with a touch of jealousy. Senior brother, is it really okay for you to speak ill of others behind their backs? Chao Jifei said with a trace of dissatisfaction. I'm just telling the truth. He is indeed talented to be able to reach where he is today, but the King of Hell's order has been issued. No one in the world can save him. Yao Wushuang said with certainty. I don't think so. There is one person who can save him. Haha, even if the great-grandmother of the Yang family is always by his side, she can't save him. No one will offend the King of Hell for him. I'm talking about Master. Hearing this, Yao Wushuang felt as if his throat was stuck with bones. He felt extremely uncomfortable. After a while, Yao Wushuang said again, Master has been in seclusion for many years. Could it be that little junior sister is disturbing Master's peace for him? Chao Jifei shook her head and said, I didn't disturb Master. He has already come out of seclusion and will soon meet with Yang Wu. What? Master has come out of seclusion? How come I didn't know? Does Master have to tell you when he comes out? Senior brother, I'm leaving first. Little junior sister, wait a minute. Have you fallen in love with him? Yao Wushuang stopped in front of Chao Jifei and asked loudly. It's none of your business. Chao Jifei said and prepared to leave. Who knew that Yao Wushuang wouldn't let her and continued to pester her loudly? Junior sister, how can I not be compared to him? I have already cultivated to the 3rd level of the Star Rune Realm and can refine high-level Saint Pills. In terms of age, there isn't much difference between you and me. Who in the Union doesn't think that we are the best pair? Why do you still treat me like this? Yao Wushuang's voice was quite loud and attracted a lot of people to look in their direction. Since it has come to this, I'll be direct. Chao Jifei took a light breath and said. She then looked at Yao Wushuang seriously and said, I really hate you. You are like a fly circling around me all day. If it wasn't for the fact that you are my senior brother, I would have sent you flying with a kick. Chao Jifei was extremely domineering. The 2nd level of the star rune flashed on her body and was no less imposing than Yao Wushuang. She was like a real empress and forced Yao Wushuang to take a few steps back. In terms of battle strength, Chao Jifei was above Yao Wushuang. She was worthy of being the best successor to Xiang Dingtian. Yao Wushuang was trembling with anger at Chao Jifei's words. Her face turned green and she couldn't speak for a while. The surrounding people who heard Chao Jifei's words were all dumbfounded, completely stunned. Chao Jifei's image had always been excellent. She was humble and courteous to her elders and also took care of her peers. Her ability was also outstanding. Today, she revealed such a valiant side in front of everyone. It really overturned her previous image. However, in their eyes, this was the Empress image in their hearts. She should be so domineering. Chao Jifei walked far away. Her face was a bit hot. She thought to herself, what's wrong with me today? I actually said such crude words. My image is completely ruined. It must be Yang Wu's appearance that changed junior sister's temperament. It must be him. I will never let him go. Yao Wushuang pushed all the blame to Yang Wu and then shouted to the surrounding people, what are you looking at? What's there to see? Get lost. Elder Zue's courtyard. Here, a few sexy young women were in charge of this courtyard. Yang Wu looked at these young women. Each of them had an impressive figure and were dressed boldly. What should be exposed was exposed, and what should not be exposed was half covered. It was enough to make one's nose bleed. When these young women saw Yang Wu, their beautiful eyes lit up. They ignored Elder Zue's feelings and circled around Yang Wu. Io, this little big brother is really beautiful. Just looking at you makes my heart beat wildly. Handsome, so handsome. I wonder if anyone will serve you tonight. How about you let someone serve you? Elder Zue's forehead turned green. Women are fickle. Women are fickle. Elder Zue raised his head and took a sip of wine and lamented. Yang Wu felt like he had fallen into a wolf's den. He was so embarrassed that he was being touched by these women. He sighed in his heart, being too handsome is not a good thing. At this moment Meow Meow arrived. Boss, why didn't you tell me you were coming? Meow Meow walked into Elder Zue's courtyard and said loudly. When he saw Yang Wu surrounded by a group of young women, he said bitterly, Boss, you have fallen. Please take me with you. If I don't go to hell, who will? Chapter 1236. In a secluded villa, the fragrance of wine filled the air, flowers bloomed and withered, and the moon shone brightly as the three of them drank. Elder Zue, you're already so old, yet you're always seducing innocent women. That's too unkind. Elder Zue, please teach me how to get them to follow you willingly. Don't talk nonsense, you two brats. I'm using my strength and talent to attract them. You can't learn from me even if you want to. You're right. No wonder those young women are always by my boss's side, unwilling to leave. Boss's strength and talent are truly admirable. You're like an unstoppable flood. Meow Meow, no one will think you're mute if you don't speak. Actually, Elder Zue is right. Meow Meow, when you go out and reveal your identity as an alchemist, I'm sure many women will be willing to throw themselves at you regardless of your looks. Boss, what are you talking about? I'm also very handsome, okay? Although I'm not as handsome as you, I'm just a little bit behind. Let's drink, let's drink. Little Wu, this wine is truly divine. Elder Zue and Meow Meow both drank too much. In the end, the two of them were discussing how to pick up girls with their arms around each other's shoulders. From time to time, they would let out vulgar smiles before collapsing in satisfaction. Only Yang Wu was still sober. He silently refined the drunkenness, and a trace of energy seeped into his body. It was the medicinal properties of the wine. The wine that Yang Wu took out was brewed using second-grade immortal liquid and a large amount of herbs. It had powerful medicinal properties, and even a saint would faint from drinking it. At the same time, it would also have a very good body-tempering effect and cleansing effect. This time, both Elder Zue and Meow Meow would gain some benefit. One of them was a saint alchemist, while the other was a descendant of a divine alchemist. They soaked in herbs all year round to temper their bodies, but how could they compare to second-grade immortal liquid? Second-grade immortal liquid was equivalent to divine liquid. Divine liquid was rare, and not everyone could easily come into contact with it. After Yang Wu diluted the immortal liquid, it had the same effect as divine liquid. It's time to look for Chao Jifei. What did she say about the important matter concerning the Yang family? Yang Wu rose to his feet and asked the young woman in the yard to take care of Zue Lao and Meow Meow. Then he left the yard and headed for Chao Jifei's residence. Before he reached Chao Jifei's courtyard, he first passed by the bright moon lake and saw a beautiful figure standing on a small boat in the middle of the lake. She seemed to be admiring herself, proud and aloof, as if she was the only person left in the world. She was lonely, she was sad, she was aloof, and all kinds of indescribable emotions welled up in his heart. Looking at a beauty under the moonlight, the beauty was more beautiful than the moon. There was a hint of melancholy, which added a different flavor. Since you're here, why don't you board the boat and have a chat? Her voice was clear and melodious. Yang Wu smiled faintly, stepped on the water, and landed lightly on the small boat, standing side by side with the beauty. The young man was handsome, and his temperament was like the sun and the moon. The woman was peerlessly beautiful, like an empress. The two of them were so powerful that the bright moon quietly hid in the clouds, not daring to show up again. The two of them stood there without speaking. Only the sound of crickets and frogs could be heard occasionally. The lake water rippled slightly, and the night was alluring. After a long time, the young man broke the silence. It's late. Let's go back. For some reason, when the young man faced this woman, He had a feeling that he couldn't control himself. If he hadn't cultivated a powerful divine body and divine soul, he would have had the urge to submit to her. Fortunately, his mind was extremely tough, and he wasn't easily swayed by others. Even the young empress in front of him couldn't do that. "Am I really that scary?" the young empress asked. "You're not scary," the young man replied. After a pause, he touched the bridge of his nose and said, "You're scary. Go to hell." The young empress raised her leg and kicked at the young man. Before her leg touched the young man, it was easily caught in the young man's hand. Her ivory calf was exposed, and the young man gently touched it. The young empress' body seemed to have been electrocuted, and she couldn't muster up any strength. She fell directly into the young man's arms. Her beautiful eyes stared at the young man, and she shouted, "Stinky pervert, let go of me. The night is dark and the wind is strong. It's a good time to kill. You dare?" "Why wouldn't I dare? You're so fragrant, and I'm a little reluctant to kill you. Kill me if you dare. Believe it or not, I won't let you go even if I become a ghost." "That's why I said you're scary," the young man replied with a smile. He patted the young empress's perky buttocks and let her go. "Go to hell." The young empress turned around and kicked the young man's lower body. This was a move that could end his lineage. She failed again, and her leg fell into the young man's hands. The young man pulled her into his arms and impolitely kissed her jade lip. The young empress was instantly stupefied. An incomparably suffocating smell pressed down on her, making it hard for her to breathe. She didn't feel afraid. Instead, she felt nervous and shy. It was as if she was bathing in the sun, and the scorching smell made her unable to stop. After a long while, she felt that the sensitive parts of her body were also being violated. She wanted to resist, but she didn't have the strength to do so. A limp and numb feeling spread throughout her body, and she was completely intoxicated in this seductive night. After an unknown amount of time, the shy moon climbed up, and strands of divine light dispelled the scenes of shyness. "Stinky pervert, I'm not done with you." The young empress pushed the young man into the lake. Her jade feet lightly bounced, and she quickly disappeared into the night. The young man fell into the lake, and looking at the young empress who had disappeared, he said with a smile, "I've finally subdued this girl. Let's see if she still dares to be arrogant in front of me in the future." The young man swept out from the lake and returned to his own courtyard. There was a woman waiting in his courtyard. This woman was called Bao Meili. The other two people weren't here. Perhaps they were out, or perhaps they were unwilling to stay here indefinitely. Bao Meili wasn't a beautiful woman, but she was very persistent in alchemy. Unfortunately, her talent was ordinary, and she was only an ordinary minor saint alchemist. "Greetings, young master." Bao Meili saw Yang Wu and bowed respectfully. "Why are you still here?" Yang Wu asked. "I'm young master's servant. Even if I have to stay here for the rest of my life, it's my duty." Bao Meili bowed and replied. She paused for a moment and then said, "Daha and Shao he often miss young master." Two figures appeared in Yang Wu's mind, and he asked, "What about them?" After Yang Wu became the holy leader, the old apothecary alliance arranged 3 alchemist slaves and 2 protectors for him. They were Li Chonglu, Hai Guiran, Bao Meili, Wang Daha, and Huang Xiaohe. They don't know that young master has returned. They went out to do something a few days ago. I've already sent a message to them. They should be back soon. Bao Meili replied. Good. When they come back, tell them to come see me. Thank you for your hard work. Yang Wu replied and returned to his room. Bao Meili bowed until Yang Wu went upstairs. Then, she straightened her body, and a satisfied smile hung on her face. After Yang Wu returned to his room, he didn't go to sleep immediately. Instead, he sat cross-legged on his bed and sorted out the things he needed to do next. Jin Yuchen and Jin Yuhao should have arrived at Ding City. When Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe return, I'll order them to find them and bring them here. That'll count as fulfilling my promise to Jin Qiu. If they know what's good for them, It won't be a problem to help them grow faster. Bao Meili was able to stay in my courtyard all this time. This proves that she's an ambitious woman. She's also a woman who wants to improve herself. I can pass on some alchemy knowledge to her and help her improve her alchemy skills. I can also help her reach a higher realm. However, whether or not she can be of use to me will depend on her character. Wang Daha and Huang Xiao he can be put on the watch list. Since they chose to follow me, I'll let them follow me. Now is the time to use people. I also have the intention to establish a force. No matter what kind of person they are, I can use them. As long as they are loyal, I can give them a lot of room to grow. Also, it's time for me to break through to the godly apothecary realm. The sky had just brightened. Purple qi came from the east. The purple qi gathered in Yang Wu's pavilion became denser and denser. It was as if a purple dragon was coiling on the roof of the pavilion. It kept absorbing the purple qi coming from the east. It was extremely dazzling. Some of the old immortals noticed this strange phenomenon and revealed a trace of astonishment. This was the qi that only the most powerful people could gather. In the Alchemist Alliance, only Xiang Dingtian could gather such a shocking amount of qi. Even the Vice Alliance leaders Miao Miao Qi and Yao Chen Huang didn't have such ability. After confirming the owner of the pavilion, they all made a decision in their hearts. There were only benefits and no disadvantages to befriending the owner of the pavilion. By the Alliance leader's decree, all the holy elders are summoned to the palace for a meeting. A sacred voice faintly rang out. The sacred voice spread to every corner and entered the ears of all the alchemists. Immediately after, many figures rushed toward the castle's main hall. There were many top-notch alchemists in the Alchemist Alliance. They were usually in seclusion to refine pills or cultivate. They rarely came out. Yang Wu also rushed out of the pavilion. He changed into an alchemist robe and wore his badge. The golden-green badge represented an incomparably noble status. There weren't many top-notch holy elders in the Alchemist Alliance. It was commendable that Yang Wu was one of them. When Yang Wu arrived in front of the castle, he met Chao Jifei. The two of them looked at each other. Yang Wu smiled and greeted, "Good morning." Chao Jifei's face became slightly hot. She turned her face away and ignored Yang Wu. She walked toward the palace. Yao Wushuang rushed out of nowhere and sternly said to Yang Wu, "Yang Wu, don't bother my junior sister anymore. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." Yang Wu responded to Yao Wushuang's provocation, "Haha, are you misunderstanding something?" "Misunderstanding what?" "Misunderstanding that there's nothing going on between Ji Fei and me." "That's even better. Wait, Yang Wu, I'm going to kill you." Chapter 1237. The main hall of the Apothecary Alliance's castle was like a vast and boundless universe. It was dazzling with gold and jade, colored with divine colors, and huge pillars that reached up to the sky. A gigantic divine throne was located in the center, and below it were two smaller divine thrones. Each divine throne was made of divine jade, and their value was extraordinary. The rows of jade chairs below were for the holy elders. Sitting on them could calm one's mind and qi, and could also speed up the absorption of heaven and earth xian qi and the power of the stars. After all the holy elders entered, two figures quietly appeared on the left and right divine thrones. They were Miao Miaoqi and Yao Chen Huang. They intimidated all the saints without being angry. "Welcome, Alliance leader." Miao Miaoqi was the first to speak. All the saints said in unison, "Welcome, Alliance leader." Respectful greetings that came from the bottom of their hearts reverberated in the main hall. In the next moment, divine light flashed on the divine throne in the center, and a hazy figure quietly appeared on it. No one knew how he appeared. It seemed to have appeared out of thin air, but also seemed to have been formed by the divine light. No one dared to look up at the figure on the divine throne. The invisible pressure made them submit willingly. "Greetings, Alliance leader." Everyone bowed. Yang Wu also bowed. He felt that there was a powerful soul force shrouding above his head. It was this powerful soul force that intimidated them, making them unable to disobey. The stronger one is, the stronger the soul force, and the stronger the pressure condensed. With my ability, I can also ignore this pressure, but there is no need to do so for the time being. No need for formalities. An ethereal voice sounded. An invisible gentle force straightened their bodies. This was the power of a god. What important matters do the saints need to discuss? Please speak. I will make a decision for you, the Alliance leader said lazily. This Alliance master was rarely in the Alliance. Most of the affairs were handled by Miao Miao Qi, while the external affairs were handled by Yao Chen Huang. Only when there were some major issues that could not be resolved would he, the Alliance master, make the decision. Miao Miaoqi spoke first. Alliance leader, the Divination Pavilion has announced that the Martial Saint Conference will begin in 20 years. Many factions have ordered a large number of divine pills from our alliance. Now that there is a shortage of divine pills, I plan to raise the price of divine pills by 30%. What do you think? It's time for a new martial sage assembly. Isn't a 30% increase a little too little? Let's just flip it, Xiang Dingtian replied. Alliance leader, isn't it too high? Miao Miaoqi's face twitched. It's not high. After the Martial Saint Conference, it will be the Thousand Saints Conference. Many saints will rush to prepare divine pills. The raw materials will be scarce. So, the price. It's not too high. What do you think? Alliance Master is wise. None of the saints objected. Yao Chen Huang said, Alliance Leader, the Divine Medicine Realm is about to open. What are the rules of the Divine Medicine Palace? Just follow the previous rules, Xiang Dingtian replied. Alliance Leader, have you forgotten that this might be the last time the Divine Medicine Realm opens? I think the rules need to be changed. So it's the last time. Then, tell the sages about the new rules. Let's have a smaller number than the larger number. After the two Vice Alliance leaders raised their questions, some of the more experienced Holy Elders also brought up some of the problems that were usually difficult to solve to the Alliance leader. The Alliance leader was very patient. He proposed solutions one by one. If there were problems that could not be solved, he would let everyone decide together. He was not a dictator. Instead, he was more democratic and fair. He was indeed a good leader. Yang Wu didn't say anything. He silently watched Xiang Dingtian deal with one major matter after another. He was filled with admiration for this alliance chief. If he were in Xiang Dingtian's position, he wouldn't be as capable as him. I am not experienced enough. I need to read more saint books, Yang Wu thought to himself. He paused and said to himself, if only my little brother was here. With his intelligence, he is not inferior to Lu Ji. I believe he can help me achieve great things. Unfortunately, I do not know where he is now. When this is over, I will try to use the heaven and earth resonance to see if I can find him and save him. Alliance leader, I have something to report. Chao Jifei, who had been silent, spoke up. Speak Jifei, Xiang Dingtian said. Chao Jifei glanced at Yang Wu and said to Xiang Dingtian, Saint Elder Yang Wu, who cured the Dark Corpse poison and Dark Corpse curse, has returned. He is in the palace. Didn't you want to see him? On the throne, Xiang Dingtian's body moved slightly. It was obvious that he had become more condensed. He looked at Yang Wu and asked, You are Yang Wu? Yang Wu had to step out and say, I am Yang Wu. Greetings, Alliance leader. You are indeed the youngest alchemist in the history of the Alliance. Good, very good. Xiang Dingtian praised Yang Wu. He paused and asked, Are you willing to become my last disciple? Suddenly, all the saints looked at Yang Wu with envy and jealousy. Xiang Dingtian was a giant in the world of transcendence. His alchemy skills were unparalleled, and his fighting power was extraordinary. Anyone who could become his disciple was a very honorable person. Yao Wushuang's eyes were about to spit fire. Master, have you gone senile? Why did you take this little bastard as your disciple? Thinking back, the Yao clan had spent a lot of effort to send him to Xiang Dingtian to learn alchemy. Yang Wu had just met Xiang Dingtian, and he had received such an opportunity. Yao Wushuang's heart was extremely unbalanced. Chao Jifei pouted her sexy jade lips and said, Shizuan, didn't you say that I was your last disciple? Why did you take him as your disciple now? Yes, Master, what did he do to deserve you to take him as your disciple? Yao Wushuang quickly added. Haha, I don't need you to worry about me taking a disciple. Xiang Dingtian laughed wildly. He paused and sighed. Since Ji Fei doesn't want me to take him as my disciple, then let's forget about it. Master is wise. Yao Wushuang was overjoyed. He sneered in his heart, Yang Wu, as long as I am here, you won't be able to gain anything from the alliance. Chao Jifei was shocked and said, Master, I was just joking. Please take Saint Elder Yang Wu as your disciple. He is very talented and better than me in all aspects. Under your guidance, he will definitely become a godly alchemist. Girl, this is not a game. Since I said I won't take him as my disciple, then I won't. Don't mention it again. Xiang Dingtian was slightly unhappy. Then he looked at Yang Wu and asked, Yang Wu, do you have anything to say? Leader is wise. Yang Wu will follow your decision. Yang Wu said emotionlessly. Elder Zui stood out and said, Senior brother, it will be a great loss for you if you don't take him as your disciple. Elder Zui was Xiang Dingtian's junior brother. Only he dared to speak to Xiang Dingtian like that. Even the other disciples of Xiang Dingtian didn't have the gut. Haha, there are countless talented people. I don't need to take all of them as my disciples. Don't mention it again. Xiang Dingtian said generously. Then he asked Yang Wu, Did you really make the antidote for the Dark Corpse poison and Dark Corpse curse? Yes, leader. Yang Wu answered honestly. These two poisons are incurable. How could you have made them? Yang Wu, don't try to lie to my master. Yao Wushuang jumped out and accused Yang Wu. Chao Jifei glared angrily at Yao Wushuang and replied, Elder Yang Wushing has already given me the pill and handed it over to the buyer. The other party has already completely detoxified the curse. If you don't believe me, you can go to the mission hall and take a look. That still isn't something he refined. This is a poison curse that cannot be cured under the heavens. Not even Master, the two Vice Alliance Masters, and the sacred experts here are able to do anything about it. What right does he have to be able to refine a pill that can cure this poison curse? Yao Wushuang said unhappily. He paused and looked at Yang Wu, unless he can take out the prescription. That's right. This is a serious matter. Yang Wu, do you have the prescription? Yao Chen Huang asked. Yang Wu said calmly, Vice Leader, of course I have the prescription. Then take it out. Yao Chen Huang said matter-of-factly. This prescription is my private property. I won't take it out so easily. Yang Wu said. Yao Wushuang laughed, Haha, your lie is exposed. You don't have the prescription, and the pills were definitely not made by you. You big liar. Yang Wu looked at Yao Wushuang and said with disdain, Clown. What did you say? Yao Wushuang couldn't help but be angry. He had forgotten where he was. Wushuang, don't be rude. Yao Chen Huang frowned and said. He thought to himself, Wushuang is too impatient. Once this is over, he should go out and train. Yao Wushuang knew he had said something wrong. He bowed and said, Disciple knows his mistake. Master, two vice leaders, Disciple didn't want everyone to be deceived by him. The other saint elders were disappointed by Yao Wushuang's words. This kind of person could become a saint alchemist. He was really lucky. Yang Wu, tell us the truth. Where did you get the antidote for the Dark Corpse poison and Dark Corpse curse? Miao Miao looked at Yang Wu and asked. He was clearly protecting Yang Wu. His words were gentle. I really did refine them. I also have the pill recipes. If the Alliance leader insists on taking the pill recipes, it's not impossible. It's just that I don't know how many points I can get for these 2 pill recipes. If the points are suitable, I can take them out and give them to the Alliance. You really have the recipe? Xiang Dingtian asked again. Yes, Yang Wu said with certainty. Good. All this time, everyone thought that the Dark Corpse poison and Dark Corpse curse were incurable. Since you have given us the recipe, we won't mistreat you. I can give you 3,000 saint points for each recipe. 2 recipes will be 6,000 saint points. What do you think? Xiang Dingtian said decisively. When the saints heard this price, they were shocked. They didn't know how many saint elixirs they had to make to get so many points. Yang Wu shook his head and said, It's too low. Yang Wu, don't push your luck. Yao Wushuang couldn't help but jump out and say, 10,000 points for both recipes. Otherwise, I won't trade. Yang Wu ignored Yao Wushuang and looked at Xiang Dingtian. Chapter 1238. Yao Wushuang felt like his lungs were about to explode because of Yang Wu. He couldn't help but shout again, Yang Wu, you really dare to ask for too much. He regretted it as soon as he finished speaking. How could he be so presumptuous in the main hall? He wasn't the master here yet. Yao Wushuang, get out! Yao Chenhuang shouted before Xiang Dingtian could do anything. He waved his hand, and a strong gust of wind wrapped around Yao Wushuang and rolled him out of the main hall. Yao Chenhuang did this to protect Yao Wushuang. If he had acted a little later, Miao Miaoqi would have used his law enforcement authority to kill Yao Wushuang in the main hall, and he wouldn't have been able to say anything. Alliance leader Wushuang's state of mind is in chaos. I suggest he go to the back mountain and meditate for 100 years to train his state of mind, Miao Miaoqi said to Xiang Dingtian. Approved. Before Yao Chenhuang could speak, Xiang Dingtian agreed to Miao Miaoqi's suggestion. Yao Chenhuang opened his mouth, but didn't say anything in the end. He just looked at Yang Wu with a trace of invisible killing intent. Yao Wushuang was a prodigy of the Yao clan. Although his state of mind wasn't enough, his talent in alchemy was extraordinary. He had a chance to become a godly alchemist in the future. If he was delayed for 100 years, he might not be able to walk out of the shadow, and his life would be over. Yang Wu can't be allowed to live. Yao Chenhuang gave Yang Wu a death sentence in his heart. Yang Wu, are you sure your 2 recipes are worth 10,000 saint contribution points? Xiang Dingtian asked. It's worth it. Every saint tier pill recipe should have a corresponding value as long as it has a beneficial effect on living beings. Only my pill recipe can cure the Nether Corpse poison and Nether Corpse curse. It's unique, and no other pill recipe can replace it. It's 10,000 saint contribution points, which isn't expensive at all. Please make your decision, Alliance Master, Yang Wu said, neither servile nor overbearing. All the saints were impressed by Yang Wu and Xiang Dingtian's courage. If it were them, they wouldn't have dared to bargain. You're right. Every recipe is unique, but there are too few people affected by the Dark Corpse poison and Dark Corpse curse. There must be very few people who need to make these medicines. Its value is naturally limited, Xiang Dingtian said. After a pause, he continued to say, but I'll allow you to name your price. Give me the recipe, and I'll personally examine it. If it's fake, I'll kill you. Yes, Alliance leader, Yang Wu replied. He wrote down the recipe and handed it to Xiang Dingtian. After Xiang Dingtian got the prescription, his aura became much stronger. He looked at the prescription for a while and laughed. Wonderful, really wonderful. I didn't expect that these ordinary herbs would have such a wonderful effect when mixed with the sacred medicine. Even I didn't think of it. The path of alchemy is really full of changes. It's hard to learn everything. 10,000. 2. Thank you, Alliance leader. Yang Wu said happily. These 2 pill formulas were nothing to him. He only had one goal, and that was to establish a branch of the Apothecary Alliance in the Yang family city. 10,000 holy contribution points was just enough to exchange for it. After the two vice leaders confirmed that there were no problems with the recipes, Miao Biaoqi announced that Yang Wu would be given 10,000 saint contribution points. Yang Wu took the opportunity to say, Yang Wu will use these 10,000 saint contribution points to build a branch of the alliance in the Yang family city. Alliance leader and two vice leaders, please allow it. This will be handled by Miao Biaoqi. Everything will be done according to the alliance's rules. Do any of the saints have anything else to report? Xiang Dingtian said nonchalantly. Two saint elders came out to report, and the matter was quickly settled. After the matter was settled, Miao Biaoqi dismissed the meeting. Yang Wu was about to leave with the others, but he heard a voice say, Yang Wu, stay. It was Xiang Dingtian's voice. Yang Wu had to obey. The others all looked back at him, their eyes filled with envy. In the hall, other than Xiang Dingtian's clone, only Yang Wu was left. Everyone else had left. Is there anything else, Alliance Leader? Yang Wu asked. Are you a disciple of the Heavenly Palace? Xiang Dingtian asked directly. Yang Wu answered honestly, That's right. Don't try to lie to me. Xiang Dingtian's voice became loud and clear. A majestic aura pressed down on Yang Wu like a tide. Even a high-tier saint might not be able to withstand this powerful aura. Yang Wu was not afraid. He held his head high and said, Alliance Leader, Yang Wu is indeed a disciple of the Heavenly Palace. Does the Alliance Leader have a grudge against the Heavenly Palace? Although Xiang Dingtian's aura was very powerful, it was only a clone. If it was really an enemy, Yang Wu might have to expose his strength to get out of here. Haha, the apothecary union I established is a neutral force. It never participates in any power struggle. How can it be an enemy of the Heavenly Palace? Xiang Dingtian laughed. Then he said, Show me your Heavenly Palace token. Yang Wu hesitated for a moment and took out an ancient token. This token was given to him by his master. It also represented his identity as a disciple of the Heavenly Palace. Whoosh! Xiang Dingtian rushed down from the throne and came to Yang Wu in the blink of an eye. Looking at the token in Yang Wu's hand, he said excitedly, God is really protecting the Heavenly Palace. God is really protecting the Heavenly Palace. Yang Wu was stunned. Alliance Leader, are you also a disciple of the Heavenly Palace? Xiang Dingtian did not answer Yang Wu. Instead, he asked, Who is your master? My master's name is Haoren. It really is Uncle Haoren. He's still alive. He's still alive. But why didn't he come to us? Does he still think that the destruction of the Celestial Palace is related to us? Xiang Dingtian said with a hint of sadness. The Heavenly Palace has dominated the transcendent world for millions of years. But in the end, it was destroyed. Those forces did hit us when we were down, but the real culprit was not them. It was those high and mighty guys from another world. They stopped the Heavenly Palace from marching into the God realm. They killed the master of the Heavenly Palace and the 99 Hall Masters. They uprooted the Heavenly Palace. It was really hateful. When can I, Xiang Dingtian, take revenge for this irreconcilable hatred? The more Xiang Dingtian said, the more excited he became. He said all the things that had been in his heart for many years. Yang Wu was shocked. He had never thought that the destruction of the Heavenly Palace had something to do with the other world. Back then, his master had never mentioned this to him. After a long time, Xiang Dingtian calmed down. He looked at Yang Wu kindly and said, Since you are Uncle Hao's disciple, you are my junior brother. I wonder where your master is now? I don't know where my master is. He once said that when I reached the star pattern world, he would let me go back to the Heavenly Palace. He will naturally meet me there, Yang Wu answered truthfully. Yes, I should have gone back to the Heavenly Palace. Maybe I could have met Uncle Hao there, Xiang Dingtian said to himself and disappeared from the hall. I've become the Union Master's junior brother? Yang Wu was stunned. He didn't come back to his senses for a long time. The Union of Apothecaries was a top-notch giant in the transcendent world. They united more than half of the apothecaries in the transcendent world. They gave these apothecaries identification and many methods of refining pills. They trained them to become stronger. Many apothecaries felt proud to be a member of the Union of Apothecaries. As the Union Master, Xiang Dingtian was respected by many apothecaries. He had a very high status. There were only a few people who could compare to him. Yang Wu was his junior brother. Soon, Yang Wu came back to his senses. He smiled faintly and said, "It's not bad to have a senior brother like this. If anyone dares to use their power to pressure me in the future, I will use senior brother to scare them." He paused for a moment and said, "Forget it. Senior brother didn't dare to reveal his identity as a disciple of the Heavenly Palace. He must have many considerations. It's not good to announce it." Yang Wu left the main hall. Just as he was about to head to the mission hall, Chao Jifei walked over from a corner and said, "Did Master change his mind about accepting you as his disciple?" Yang Wu looked at the natural and unrestrained Chao Jifei. She seemed to have forgotten what happened last night. He didn't deliberately bring it up and answered honestly, "That's not the case." "Then why did Master ask you to stay?" Chao Jifei asked curiously. "Aren't you his disciple? Why don't you ask him directly?" Yang Wu asked back. "It's up to you whether you want to tell me or not," Chao Jifei said in a huff. She pouted her jade-like lips. She looked even more charming when she was throwing a tantrum. Yang Wu smiled and said, "The Union Master saw that I was brilliant and had extraordinary talent. Even he couldn't accept me as his disciple, so he took me as his junior brother. Jifei, you can call me Martial Uncle. Don't speak nonsense. It won't be good if Master hears it." Chao Jifei nervously made a shushing gesture. "Nowadays, no one believes the truth." Yang Wu sighed. "Will you die if you don't brag?" Chao Jifei rolled her eyes at Yang Wu. "That's right, when we were at the sacred transformation pond, you said something big about my Yang clan. Can you tell me now? This isn't a good place to talk. Let's talk as we walk." The two walked side by side. They were like a perfect match. The people watching from afar all thought so. "I heard that you wanted to establish a branch in the Yang clan city. I've already asked my master and Vice Union Master Miao about this." At the time, they both agreed. As long as you give them the pill formula to cure the dark corpse poison curse, they can consider this matter. As long as the Elder Council doesn't have too many objections, it can basically be confirmed. "So you were talking about this matter. How considerate of you. There's one more thing. I heard from the Xianyuan Third Princess that the Xing clan will exterminate the Yang clan at any time. You have to be careful. The Xing clan has had this idea for a long time. My great-grandmother's strength has reached a new level. I don't think they have the guts to do so. Moreover, the 8 clans had a rule. If they dared to exterminate the Yang clan, they would have already done so. However, you're right. These people have to be on guard. I will exterminate them sooner or later," Yang Wu said with a thick killing intent. At this moment, a delicate voice sounded from not far away, "Little big brother, so you're here. I've missed you so much. You actually hooked up with another vixen. You really make me sad." Chapter 1239. Yao Miao Miao was a beautiful young girl with 2 ponytails. She had her hands behind her back as she skipped towards Yang Wu and Chao Jifei. Her face had an incomparably aggrieved expression, as if she was an abandoned and heartbroken girl. Yang Wu said with an innocent face, "Little girl, you can't speak nonsense. Who's your little sister? You've already taken advantage of her and now you don't want to admit it. Now that you have a new lover, you've forgotten your old one. I've seen through you," Yao Miao Miao said with dissatisfaction. Then she said to Chao Jifei, "Big sister, don't be fooled by him. He's not a good man." Yang Wu's head instantly swelled. He explained to Chao Jifei, "Chao Jifei, I'm not that kind of person." Last night, he had just taken advantage of Chao Jifei. Today, he was being slandered by Yao Miao Miao. He felt wronged. Hee, you're that kind of person. Chao Jifei laughed. Her smile was incomparably bright and beautiful. Everything around her paled in comparison. She then added, "But I like it. If you want to find a sister, you have to find someone as beautiful as me. Forget about this little girl. She's still a child. Just let her go." After she finished speaking, she openly held onto Yang Wu's arm and looked at Yao Miao Miao with a trace of provocation. Yang Wu was stunned. What kind of trouble was this? Was he that kind of person? Yao Miao Miao was also stunned. She originally wanted to checkmate Chao Jifei. Who would have thought that she would be checkmated by Chao Jifei? She felt a little depressed. This vixen isn't easy to deal with. Little brother, some old cows eat young grass. This isn't a good habit. Can little brother's body take it? Yes, I'm young, but the places that should be big are big. If you don't believe me, you can touch them. Besides, didn't you say yesterday that you like young and beautiful girls like me? Those old and decrepit women are like flowers that are about to wither, and they wither very quickly. Just looking at them makes one's heart ache. Yao Miao Miao's beautiful eyes turned, and a trace of provocation flashed across her face as she replied. Hiss, this lass is too daring to speak to Consort G like that. Miao Miao, who was about to walk over, heard what Yao Miao Miao said to Chao Jifei and took a deep breath. Last night, Miao Miao, Yang Wu, and old Zui drank together. When he woke up, he discovered that his strength had increased by quite a bit. He had actually reached the advanced dragon transformation realm and was not far from the star rune realm. Previously, he had also gone to the Saint transformation pool to obtain some star energy to temper his body. However, his cultivation did not increase by much. If he did not refine the star rune realm, he would not be able to absorb star energy. Yang Wu also felt that Yao Miao Miao was very daring. The empress in front of him was not someone easy to deal with. Chao Jifei was not angry at Yao Miao Miao's ridicule. Instead, she leaned close to Yang Wu and asked with a misty look in her beautiful eyes, "Do you think I'm old?" Yang Wu's heart skipped a beat. He hurriedly replied, "Consort G is a natural beauty, like a 16-year-old girl. Who dares to say you're old? I'll fight it out with her." Just as Yang Wu finished speaking, he felt a furious gaze directed at him. Yao Miao Miao, the little witch, gritted her teeth and walked towards him with large strides. "Little sister, what are you doing?" Yang Wu said with a bit of a guilty conscience. Yesterday, he wanted to scare her on her treasured carriage. In the end, he was scared off by her. This little girl was too open. He was a bit unable to take it. "Little big brother, I'm already pregnant with your monkey. You really have the heart to eat it and not admit it?" Yao Miao Miao squeezed out tears and looked at Yang Wu with an aggrieved expression. "Yang Wu, you bastard!" Chao Jifei, who was beside Yang Wu, went berserk. She angrily sent a palm strike towards Yang Wu's chest. Yang Wu grabbed her hand and explained, "Consort G, listen to me." Before he could explain, Yao Miao Miao cried, "You heartless man, do you really want me to verify that the child in my stomach is yours? Amazing, really amazing. Boss is too amazing. When will I have half of Boss's ability to pick up girls?" Miao Miao, who was not far away, exclaimed in her heart. At this time, an angry roar came from another direction. "Yang Wu, I'll kill you." The person who came was Yao Miao Miao's cousin. When he heard Yao Miao Miao's words, it was like adding oil to the fire. He directly exploded. Yao Wushuang turned into a flame and rushed over. A fiery palm filled with flames angrily smashed towards Yang Wu's head. Yao Wushuang's strength had reached the 3rd level of the celestial rune realm. The explosive force was very powerful. Invisible star energy gathered and the fiery palm pressed down. It could destroy ordinary Sage Realm martial artists. "I've tolerated you for a long time. Scram!" Yang Wu looked at Yao Wushuang, who attacked him, as if he was looking at a fly that fell into a rice bowl. He waved his palm to meet Yao Wushuang's attack. Bang! Yao Wushuang's fiery palm shattered. His chest caved in from Yang Wu's palm. His sternum was broken, and his body was sent flying. Someone quickly rushed over to catch Yao Wushuang, but they were still forced to retreat. This person was Yao Wushuang's protector. He had the strength of a high-level sage. "How dare you injure my young master? Die!" the protector shouted angrily. Just as he was about to attack, a sage voice rang out, "Who is causing trouble here?" This was the voice of a top-tier sage. It came from the Alchemist Alliance's enforcement sage elder. Several figures rushed over. They were all members of the enforcement hall. When they saw the people who were arguing, they were conflicted. They couldn't afford to offend these people. "Disciplinary elder, Yang Wu attacked and injured my young master. You should quickly take him down," Yao Wushuang's protector complained. "We need to figure out who attacked first," Yang Wu calmly replied. "No matter who attacked first, my young master is still the Alliance Master's disciple. How can you hit him just because you want to? Where is the Alliance Master's dignity?" Yao Wushuang's protector replied forcefully. "According to what you're saying, just because he's the Alliance Master's disciple, he can control the life and death of everyone in the Alliance?" Yang Wu retorted. Chao Jifei stood up and said, "That's right. My senior apprentice brother attacked first. He's not dead yet, so let's just forget about it." "Miss Chao, is this really okay?" The enforcement elder was in a difficult position. "My master just met Yang Wu and expressed his appreciation for Yang Wu's contribution of a sage-level pill recipe. My senior apprentice brother will be sent to the back of the mountain to reflect on his mistakes for 100 years. You can think about it yourselves." Chao Jifei briefly explained what had happened in the hall. The enforcement elder's eyes narrowed as he quickly thought about how to make a decision. "This enforcement elder, let's just forget about this matter. It was indeed my brother who attacked first. He was too rude." Yao Miao Miao weakly helped Yang Wu out. Yao Wushuang, who was just about to get up, spat out a mouthful of blood and fainted. He had attacked for Yao Miao Miao, but she was still helping Yang Wu. Was there any justice in this? This matter was left unsettled like this. Yang Wu also took this opportunity to get rid of Yao Miao Miao, this little demoness, for fear that she would cause trouble again. Yao Miao Miao watched Yang Wu leave in a hurry, and a smug look appeared on her face. "Holy Elder Yang Wu, you won't be able to escape from this young lady's palm." Yao Miao Miao's alchemy talent was shocking, and she was also a member of the Yao clan. Her status here was not low, so she could enter and leave the headquarters freely. At the same time, she also set Chao Jifei as her target, wanting to suppress Chao Jifei. Her ambition was not small. This was the first time the two had competed, and it could be said that they were evenly matched. When Yang Wu returned to his courtyard, Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe appeared in front of Yang Wu and knelt down. "Greetings, master." When they heard that Yang Wu had become an invincible empress, they were determined to stay in Yang Wu's courtyard and wait for Yang Wu's return. Such an invincible heaven's pride, and a top-level saint alchemist, was worthy of their unswerving loyalty. "You came back just in time. Go to the city and find Kunlun's Jin Haochen and Jin Haoyu for me." Yang Wu saw them and gave them an order without hesitation. "Yes, master." The two responded in unison and went out together. Currently, they were still half-step saints, unable to enter the true saint realm. After the two of them left, Miao Miao's heels arrived. Boss, as expected of my idol, even that little demoness Yao Miao Miao was taken in. Quickly teach me how to subdue these demonesses, lest they bring disaster to the world," Miao Miao said with a face full of excitement. "You have no hope in this life," Yang Wu said without hesitation. "Don't, I think I can still save you," Miao Miao begged. "How's your cultivation of the 9 lightning body tempering art? Once you complete it, your body will become stronger, and your temperament will reach a higher level. You won't be as wretched as you are now, and there will definitely be girls who like you." Boss, the 9 lightning body tempering art you taught me is too scary. I can't take it. You can't even take this bit of hardship, and you want to rely on your looks to make a living? Only in your next life. Woo-woo, boss, you can't hurt my confidence. I'll strengthen my body. Meow Meow's body had been strengthened by Meow Meowchi's elixirs since young. As long as he could endure a bit of hardship, his body would reach the Saint Realm. Meow Meow then talked about the immortal wine last night and asked Yang Wu for some. Yang Wu was not stingy and gave him some. Now that he had immortal elixirs, he could make more inferior immortal elixirs. Meow Meow was satisfied, thinking that Yang Wu was too generous to him. Boss, I'm here to tell you that the Divine Medicine Secret Realm is about to open. You must bring your little brother along to broaden his horizons. Meow Meow cut to the chase. What kind of place is the Divine Medicine Secret Realm? Yang Wu asked. I heard that it's an ancient mystic realm. After the Alliance Master discovered it, it became a training ground for our Alchemist Alliance. There are ancient pill recipes, all sorts of medicinal gardens, and large amounts of medicinal herbs. There are even saint-grade and divine-grade herbs. You can even find top-grade pill furnaces there. In the past 10,000 years, the mystic realm has been opened 6 times. Every time, those who entered reaped great rewards. However, the mystic realm is extremely dangerous, and there are puppets guarding it. They are all living puppets, and they are extremely powerful. Chapter 1240. The Alchemy God Mysterious Realm. This was an ancient mysterious realm that was discovered 10,000 years ago. It had been opened 6 times and was about to be opened for the 7th time, which would also be the last time. Every time the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm opened, the spatial array would crack once. After the 7th time, it would completely collapse and the realm would fall into the void and turn into dust. Therefore, this would be the last time the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm would open. The Alchemy God Mysterious Realm would open in half a year. All alchemists could enter to fight for opportunities. When the time came, the alchemists would invite other saints to help them fight for opportunities in the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm. The Alchemy God Mysterious Realm was extremely vast and rich in resources. Even though it had opened 6 times, no one could bring out all the treasures inside. This time, every alchemist could bring 10 people with them. Their strength was limited to the Saint Realm and could not exceed the Saint Realm. The alchemists were already looking for candidates. They could choose stronger saints to help them. Only then would they be able to obtain more benefits in the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm. This time, the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm was not exclusive to the Alchemist Alliance. It was open to all alchemists in the Transcendent Realm. As long as they were approved by the Alchemist Alliance, they could enter. After entering the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm, there were no rules against fighting or killing. Everyone would have to rely on their own abilities. The Meow Meow's strength was limited. If he entered, he could only rely on others to protect him. He would not be able to obtain any benefit. Therefore, he specially came to ask for Yang Wu's help. With Yang Wu's ability, he would definitely be able to obtain great benefits in the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm. This was the first time Yang Wu heard about the Alchemy God Mysterious Realm. He was also very interested. He would not let go of such an opportunity. As a top saint elder of the Alchemist Alliance, he had the right to enter alone. He also had the right to bring 10 people with him. Can I choose anyone I want? Yang Wu asked. That's right. You can choose however you want. Meow Meow replied. He paused for a moment before continuing, but don't worry, boss. These saints will automatically come to you. Many major forces want to send people into the secret territory, but the quota is limited. Not everyone can enter. Moreover, the Martial Saint Assembly is about to begin. Many saints want to borrow the power of us alchemists to reach a higher level. As long as you wave your arm, you can choose a bunch of saints. So that's how it is. Yang Wu suddenly understood. Meow Meow then said, Once we reach the divine medicine realm, there will be competition. Boss, the saint you choose must be strong enough. It would be best if he is at the pinnacle of the realm. Otherwise, once you meet someone strong, you will be robbed clean. You may even lose your life. You're right. I should pick a good candidate. Yang Wu nodded. At that moment, he thought of picking someone from the Yang clan to go in with him. If his little ancestor, Yang Taihe, was here, he would definitely ask him to go in with him. The alchemy god mystic realm also had opportunities for other martial artists. There were not many sages in the Yang clan, and there were even fewer who had reached the high level, let alone the top level. Looks like I can only recruit from the outside this time, Yang Wu thought to himself. He was not in a hurry. There was still half a year, so he still had time to make a decision. Miao Miao then told him other methods of selecting sages. Some would choose from their own forces, some from their own realms, and there was even a competition. In short, he had to choose a saint with enough battle strength to go with him. Only then would he be able to reap more rewards. The trip to the alchemy god mystic realm was also a prelude to the competition in the martial saint assembly. At that moment, Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe brought Jin Yuchen and Jin Yuhao over. The two of them were dragons and phoenixes among men. They looked very similar, and their battle strength was comparable. Moreover, they were proficient in combination technique. The two brothers could even defeat a high-level saint if they worked together. This was also the reason why they were able to enter the top 100 of the Heavenly Dragon ranking. After not seeing them for a while, the two of them had already consolidated their 2-star runes cultivation. When they saw Yang Wu, they said reluctantly, "Greetings, Saint Master Yang Wu." If Jin Xiu did not insist that they follow Yang Wu, they would not be willing to stay by his side. Yang Wu looked at them and said, "You guys are here. Mei Li quickly set up the banquet. Let me entertain my two brothers." Jin Yuhao said, "No need, we are only Saint Master Yang Wu's followers. We are not worthy to be your brothers." "Brother, don't speak nonsense." Jin Yuchen glared at Jin Yuhao and said. After pausing for a moment, he cupped his hands towards Yang Wu and said, "Saint Master Yang Wu, my brother's temper is like this. Don't take it to heart. Our father wants us to follow you, so we will definitely do our best. However, us two brothers are currently in the process of increasing our cultivation. If we do anything wrong, Saint Master Yang Wu, please forgive us." In the end, the two of them were not willing to work properly by Yang Wu's side. They were not even 100 years old and had reached the Star Rune realm. They were the most outstanding youths in the Transcendent realm. If they were to follow Yang Wu and be ordered around by him, it would greatly affect their cultivation. Yang Wu smiled faintly and said, "I know that you guys are not convinced following me. It doesn't matter, this young master will make you completely convinced." Following that, his aura changed greatly and he shouted in shock, "Are you convinced by this young master?" His voice was like a clap of thunder, exploding in an instant, causing them to panic. Especially Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe, who were forced to kneel on the ground. Jin Yuchen and Jin Yuhao, on the other hand, felt their blood boiling. Their bodies were bent over from the pressure, and they felt like their knees were about to break. "You can't be this strong, scram for me!" Jin Yuhao roared. A golden dragon floated behind him as it struggled to break free from Yang Wu's suppression. Jin Yuchen was also silently circulating his cultivation technique. He resisted Yang Wu's aura and tried to force his back up. They were all extremely arrogant people, so how could they be willing to be suppressed by someone of the same generation? Unfortunately, no matter how they struggled, that mountain-like aura still pressed down on their bodies. Miao Miao, who was at the side, was shocked. He felt that Yang Wu was like an indomitable demon god. That terrifying aura was too terrifying. If it was directed at him, he would definitely be suppressed to death. Oh my god, as expected of my idol boss. Strong. Too strong. Miao Miao's heart was filled with admiration. It's useless. If I wanted you to kneel, you would have to run away right now. I'm giving you some face because of Brother Jinqiu. Don't be ungrateful, Yang Wu said coldly. I don't believe that I can't even break free from your aura. Break for me. Jin Yuhao roared and unleashed all of his power. He summoned the power of the stars to form a golden dragon that struggled hard. However, even if he used all of his strength, he still couldn't resist Yang Wu's terrifying aura. Jin Yuchen on the side also used all his strength. He had to break free from Yang Wu's control. If he couldn't even do this, he would never have the chance to rise again. Suppress. Yang Wu once again increased his strength, and the invisible power of the stars converged, completely enveloping the building. The majestic power was comparable to the aura of a half-step into the heavenly ascension realm. How could the two brothers resist? Their bodies became even more bent, and their knees were about to fall to the ground at any time. Seeing that the two brothers were about to kneel, Yang Wu removed all his power. Their bodies went soft and they sat on the ground, soaked in sweat. You guys can go now. Yang Wu waved at them and said. The way he saw it, although the two brothers were not ordinary, they couldn't be used by him. He didn't care. He had promised Jin Qiu to let them follow him for 100 years, but if they didn't want to, he didn't have to force them. Saint Master Yang Wu, we are willing to follow you. We will not have the slightest bit of disloyalty. Jin Yuchen pulled his brother up and said seriously. Brother. Jin Yuhao was still unwilling to give up. Jin Yuchen interrupted him and said, Don't say anything. There must be a reason why Father wants us to follow Saint Master Yang Wu. Saint Master Yang Wu is a heavenly talent. It is not a disgrace for us to follow him. Jin Yuhao opened his mouth, but he didn't dare to argue. He agreed with his brother's words. Have you thought it through? Yang Wu looked at them and asked. Yes. The two of them replied at the same time. Good, then I won't hold a welcoming party for you. I order you to do something in Ding City. If you do it well, I will help you increase your strength. There will be no repercussions. If you don't do it well, you don't need to stay by my side. Yang Wu said with satisfaction. Please tell us, Saint Master. The two of you go to Ding City and spread the news that I will bring 10 saints into the divine medicine realm in half a year. The two of you will be in charge of recruiting these saints. The stronger they are, the better. If they don't have the ability to fight above their level, I don't want them. I only want martial saint level followers. Half a year later, I will personally test the saints you choose. I hope you don't disappoint me. Yes, Saint Master. After Yang Wu gave them a decree, the two of them accepted the order and left. Boss, why didn't you give such a good job to me? Miao Miao asked enviously. I was afraid you would ask them for benefits. Yang Wu rolled his eyes at Miao Miao. Oh my god, I'm definitely not that kind of person. Miao Miao replied. Yang Wu asked Bao Meili to prepare a banquet. He also asked someone to invite Elders Zui and Chao Jifei over for a small gathering. Elder Zui didn't come. He went to the alchemy department to deal with some matters. Chao Jifei brought her 2 loyal followers, Chen Jing and Zhu Guanzhou. Chen Jing and Zhu Guanzhou were both prodigies who were ranked in the top 1,000 of the Dragon Phoenix list. Now they were both half-step saints. They didn't have the right to enter the saint transformation pool. It was already quite good that they could reach this level of strength. When Miao Miao saw that Yang Wu had invited Chao Jifei, he secretly gave Yang Wu a thumbs up. Even Elder Senior Sister fell for you. I can't catch up with Boss's ability to pick up girls. After a small gathering with them, Yang Wu, Chao Jifei, and Miao Miao agreed to go to the mission hall together tomorrow to receive a mission. During this period of time, Yang Wu planned to spend more time to complete some missions and prepare to become a god alchemist. After they dispersed, Yang Wu called Bao Meili, Wang Daha, and Huang Xiaohe over and said, Tell this young master the profound technique that you guys are cultivating. This young master will help you improve and upgrade it. Chapter 1241. perfect and upgrade the mystic formula? Bao Meili, Wang Daha, and Huang Xiaohe were all stunned. Every mystic formula was unique, how could one perfect it? Only those who had reached the connecting heaven realm would be able to create their own mystic formula. Only those monstrous geniuses would be able to find another way. Asking them to perfect another mystic formula that they weren't familiar with was no different from creating a new one. Could it be that Yang Wu had such ability? They didn't think that Yang Wu would covet their mystic formula. Yang Wu was so powerful, his mystic formula would definitely be of a high grade. Therefore, they told their mystic formula to Yang Wu. Bao Meili cultivated a mystic formula called Overlapping Flames Mystic Formula, which was a peak minor saint level flame mystic formula. Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe both cultivated an incomplete high-grade saint art called the Hum Ha Chi Ripple Art. It was a dual cultivation saint art, and once mastered, the two of them would be able to unleash an unimaginable battle prowess. After Yang Wu sent them away, he integrated the two mystic formulas into the Supreme Nine mystic formula. Very quickly, two complete saint formulas were deduced. The Overlapping Flames mystic formula was deduced to the middle grade saint formula. It had been upgraded from the 5th layer realm to the 7th layer realm. Every time it reached the 7th layer realm, its firepower would increase by several fold. It was enough for Bao Meili to cultivate to the Star Rune realm. Moreover, it had a wonderful effect on her fire control. It was because this mystic formula was extremely suitable for alchemy that she was able to persevere until now. The Hum and Ha Ripple formula was a different kind of mystic formula. It was a combination of mystic formula and combat technique. After Yang Wu perfected it, he discovered that it had been upgraded to the top-grade saint formula. Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe would definitely be able to break through to the Star Rune realm after cultivating it. The three of them were willing to stay behind and follow Yang Wu. Yang Wu would treat it as giving them a peach and wouldn't treat them unfairly. After Yang Wu perfected the two chants, he directly transmitted the chants back to them through voice transmission. Bao Meili, who was meditating in her room, suddenly heard the transmission and her body quivered. She thought that someone was spying on her. Yes, young master. Bao Meili steadied her mind and concentrated on the chants that Yang Wu passed to her. When she finished listening, she was completely stunned. Beautiful, have you memorized the chant? Yang Wu's voice sounded again. Bao Meili came back to her senses and said respectfully, Young master, please pass it on again. Yang Wu repeated the message once more and stopped talking. Bao Meili completely memorized the incantation and said emotionally, Thank you, young master. Thank you, young master. She relied on the profound formula to get to where she was today, and it was incomparably important to her. She didn't expect that Yang Wu would really improve it and upgrade it. She was so moved that she was in a mess. She secretly thought, if young master peeps at me, I won't mind. When Wang Daha and Huang Xiaohe heard Yang Wu's voice transmission, their reactions were similar to Bao Meili's. They were so excited that they couldn't stop thanking Yang Wu. Their loyalty to Yang Wu skyrocketed. If they followed such a master, their future would be smooth. With the complete saint formula, they wouldn't be far from breaking through to the Star Rune realm. Fusing these two profound formulas only increased the absorption speed by 5,000. It seems that the lower the grade of the profound formula, the worse the effect. But this time, the main purpose is to perfect their profound formula and make them more loyal to me. There's no need to worry about this. Yang Wu muttered to himself in the room. That night, he took out the many universe rings that he had obtained in the past and took out the profound formula scrolls from them. He then fused these profound formula scrolls into the Regal 9 profound formula. No matter how small a mosquito is, it's still meat. Even if it's a general-level profound formula, I'll still fuse it. As a large number of profound formulas were fused into the Regal 9 profound formula, the speed at which it absorbed energy from the outside world slowly increased. Yang Wu's divine court also had scrolls after scrolls of profound formula scrolls. The profound formula scrolls that were fused into the regal 9 profound formula had been perfected and upgraded. His soul was comparable to a scripture soul. Even if he destroyed all the profound formula scrolls and profound formula scrolls in his hands, he could still make new ones. It would not be a problem for him to establish a force. The night passed quickly. After a simple wash, Yang Wu headed to the mission hall. The mission hall issued tens of thousands of missions. There were missions that had been accumulated for thousands of years, and there were also missions that were issued in the recent month. The lowest level mission was a heavenly pill level mission, and the highest was a divine level mission. Now, Yang Wu had used 2 pill recipes in exchange for the opportunity to establish a branch in the Yang family city. For the time being, he didn't need to worry about points. Right now, he was preparing to become a divine alchemist. Before that, he had to further improve his alchemy skills before attempting to refine divine pills. After Yang Wu arrived at the mission hall, Chao Jifei and Miao Miao also arrived one after another. "Boss, what mission are you going to pick this time?" Miao Miao asked. "There's no rush. Let's take a look first," Yang Wu replied. Chao Jifei said from the side, "In my opinion, Yang Wu, you can take on some missions that no one is interested in. You can even solve the dark corpse poison curse, so the others shouldn't be too difficult." Yang Wu shook his head and said, "I'm not taking on missions for the sake of completing them. I just want to consolidate my alchemy Dao." "Boss, you're already so powerful. How are you going to consolidate it? Could it be that you want to become a divine alchemist?" Miao Miao asked. Yang Wu smiled but didn't say anything. Everything was understood without words. Miao Miao and Chao Jifei both saw this and were shocked. Although it seems like there's only a step between a saint alchemist and a divine alchemist, there's a huge gap. If you can't reach the heaven-piercing realm, you can't become a divine alchemist. This is what my master said. Chao Jifei said softly. She didn't think that Yang Wu could become a divine alchemist with his current strength. No matter how high Yang Wu's talent was, his strength still couldn't catch up. "Don't worry, I have a plan. I'm going to take on missions." Yang Wu nodded and quickly took on missions. The missions he chose were all extremely difficult saint-level missions, such as the 6th Revolution Sacred Pill, Resurrection Pill, and even Astral Overlord Pill. They were all missions that not many saint alchemists dared to accept, or missions with extremely low success rate. Yang Wu took on 100 missions in one go. The number of pills required for each mission was different. The total cost was as high as 20 million high-grade saint stones. It was comparable to a mid-grade saint vein. "Yang Wu, don't be impulsive. If you don't complete the mission, your contribution points will be deducted," Chao Jifei said. "It's fine. These 100 missions are just a warm-up," Yang Wu replied. When the people in the mission hall heard Yang Wu's words, they all sucked in a breath of cold air. 100 missions were just a warm-up. Wasn't he bragging a little too much? Boss is indeed the boss. Even his tone is so domineering, Miao Miao said in admiration. He had seen Yang Wu refine pills before and knew that Yang Wu's alchemy skills were very high. It wasn't something an ordinary saint alchemist could compare to. 100 missions seemed like a lot, but it was nothing to his boss. "Saint Master Yang Wu, you shouldn't take missions like this. You should take another mission after completing one," a kind alchemist reminded him. "Saint Master Yang Wu is young and full of vigor. But don't bite off more than you can chew." They felt that Yang Wu was too arrogant. Even if he wanted to show off in front of Chao Jifei, there was no need for him to do this. "Little big brother is so amazing. You took on 100 missions in one go. As expected of my man." Yao Miao Miao's voice came from outside the hall. Her voice was like honey. When it fell into everyone's ears, their bodies went soft. "Little sister, I'll say it again. Don't make this kind of joke again. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." Yang Wu said in a deep voice. Yao Miao Miao saw that Yang Wu was angry. She restrained her playful appearance and obediently walked to Yang Wu's side. She blinked her big watery eyes and said, "I'll listen to you." Looking at her appearance, she was like an obedient little wife. It was very lovable. The alchemists all around stared with wide eyes. They were extremely jealous of Yang Wu in their hearts. Yang Wu also had a headache when it came to this little sister. Although she looked to be in the prime of her youth, she was actually only a little younger than him. However, she had already reached the dragon transformation realm. Moreover, she had suppressed Miao Miao during the alchemy conference. It was enough to see how talented she was in alchemy. Miao Miao loved beautiful women the most. However, he didn't dare to be impudent in front of her. It was clear that her methods were not ordinary. Moreover, she had a very strong background. This arrogant little girl is only obedient in front of boss. If it were any other man, she would only look up to the sky. Miao Miao thought to himself. Miao Miao had once pursued Yao Miao Miao for a period of time. He still had some understanding of her. He was beaten up quite badly by her bodyguard. In the end, he could only leave dejectedly. Chao Jifei also pretended not to see Yao Miao Miao. She didn't want to lower herself to the same level as this little girl. After that, Chao Jifei Miao Miao and Yao Miao Miao also chose their own missions. Chao Jifei chose some unpopular missions. Yang Wu curiously asked her why she chose these missions. Her response was also very domineering. "I can easily complete the other missions. Only these missions are challenging." Eldest senior sister is indeed eldest senior sister. You're so bold. Miao Miao flattered. Taking on these unpopular missions can indeed improve one's understanding of alchemy. However, it's also easy to go astray and not be able to peek into alchemy. Yao Miao Miao retorted. Alchemy is an all-encompassing thing. No matter if it's popular or unpopular, it's all about alchemy. If you want to go further on the path of alchemy, you need to have an open mind. Otherwise, you can forget about achieving great success in your lifetime. Chao Jifei calmly replied. Yao Miao Miao wanted to refute. After thinking about it, she faintly smiled and said, "Senior sister Chao is truly wise. In the future, I will have a greater sense of accomplishment when I surpass you. Even if you have a spirit medicine body, you can forget about surpassing me in this lifetime." Chao Jifei looked directly at Yao Miao Miao and said very strongly. Yao Miao Miao was frightened by Chao Jifei's sudden imposing manner. She hid behind Yang Wu and said, "Little big brother, senior sister Chao is so fierce. Jifei is right. You should learn more from her and strive to catch up to her in the future. It's better to be less opportunistic." Yang Wu replied and took the mission card to register. Yang Wu took 100 saint-level missions in one go. This news quickly spread throughout the main altar and caused a heated discussion. Chapter 1242. There were normal and difficult saint-level missions. Yang Wu had received 100 saint-level missions of different levels, and most of them were extremely difficult to refine. Many of them were missions that other alchemists didn't even dare to ask about. When Yang Wu left after receiving the missions, the alchemists were all stunned. Elder Yang Wuxing, is there really such a Li clan? He took so many missions in one go. Is he even giving others a way out? These 100 missions would take at least 1 or 2 years to complete. What right does he have to take so many missions in one go? Even if he wants to be in the limelight, he doesn't have to do this. Maybe he became arrogant after meeting the Alliance Master once. Saint Elder Yang Wu is a top-tier alchemist. I've seen his alchemy skills, and they are indeed extraordinary. Maybe he can complete these missions in a year. He has accepted so many missions. What should we do? Many alchemists were unhappy that Yang Wu had taken so many missions in one go. They felt that not only did Yang Wu steal their missions, but he also thought too highly of himself and stole their limelight. They were extremely jealous. At this time, the Miao Miao opened another gambling house. Come, let me be the banker and start the bet. I bet that Saint Master Yang Wu can complete 100 missions in half a year. I bet that he can complete 100 missions in 1 year. I bet that he can't complete the missions in 2 years. The lowest bet is 100 high-grade Xian grade. There is no upper limit. It's impossible to complete the missions in half a year. Refining saint-level pills consumes a lot of energy. Even a top-tier alchemist can refine 10 batches of saint-level pills in a month. Refining 20 batches of saint-level pills is extremely difficult. No alchemist can refine saint-level pills in half a year. I bet that he can complete the missions in 1 year. 1 year is too tight. Some pills can't be refined even 10 batches. I bet that he can complete the missions in 2 years. Among the 100 missions, there are more than 20 that are almost impossible to complete unless a godly alchemist makes a move. I bet that he can't complete the missions. Hurry up and place your bets. Don't just talk. The Meow Meow urged. Thus, these people all placed their bets under the urging of the Meow Meow. The Meow Meow's character was not bad. Many people believed in him, but the bets were very restrained. The minimum bet was 1,000 high-grade Xian stones, and the maximum did not exceed 100,000. This made the Meow Meow very dissatisfied. He said, "You don't believe that I can eat more Xian stones? Even if it's a saint stone, I can take it." The holy elders can also place their bet. A loud and clear voices, alchemist. A Xian grade, calms. A sacred elder slowly walked over. Everyone bowed after seeing him. Greetings, sacred elder Xiaobo. This was the Yao clan's holy elder, Yao Xiaobo. He was a high-level saint alchemist, infinitely close to being a top-level saint alchemist. At the same time, he was Yao Wushuang's great-uncle. So it's the holy elder Xiaobo. Are you sure? The Meow Meow looked at Yao Xiaobo calmly. Hee Meow Meow, didn't you say that there was no upper limit? Why can't you eat my 1,000,000 low-grade holy stones? I'm just playing with you for a bit. If it wasn't for the fact that you don't have the ability to eat more holy stones, I would have bet more. Yao Xiaobo sneered. The Meow Meow replied, "Who says I can't eat it? I can eat 10 million high-grade holy stones. I just feel that with Elder Xiaobo's status, 1,000,000 low-grade holy stones is a little too little." "Oh, then do you dare to accept my bet of 1,000,000 mid-grade holy stones?" Yao Xiaobo asked playfully. "Of course, why wouldn't I? I'll take as many as I can." The Meow Meow licked his thick lips and replied excitedly. He thought to himself, "This time, I'm going to win against these old turtles. Even if I lose, there's still Boss to back me up." Alright, Meow Meow is already a top-notch minor saint alchemist, and he has the backing of Vice Alliance leader Meow. 10 million high-grade holy stones is indeed not much. The other holy elders can also place their bet. Yao Xiaobo laughed, and then he said loudly, "Among the 100 missions, one of them is to refine a type of heartless pill. Can Yang Wu refine it? Think about it carefully, haha." After saying that, Yao Xiaobo left. The other alchemists thought for a moment, and their eyes revealed a look of understanding. Very quickly, they ran over to the Meow Meow to place their bet. Those who had placed their bets earlier increased their bets one after another, all of them betting that Yang Wu would not be able to complete the mission. 2 hours later, the Meow Meow received bets that were equivalent to 5 million high-grade holy stones. 90% of them were betting that Yang Wu would not be able to complete the mission, and 10% of them were betting that they would not be able to change their minds after placing their bet. The Meow Meow held the holy stones in his hands, and he felt a sense of trepidation. Oh my God, these fellows are so ruthless. 5 million high-grade holy stones, I don't know if Boss can handle it. The Heartless Pill was an extremely unique pill. It was rumored that it was an ancient pill, a top-notch holy pill, or it could be said that it was comparable to a half-step divine pill. The recipe for this pill had long been lost, and even the Alchemist Alliance did not have it. A single heartless pill could help a person enter a state of emptiness, where there was no self, no other, and no everything. It could allow one to quickly enter the realm of one with the heavens, and comprehend the mystical realm of the great Tao. No matter what level of cultivator it was extremely useful. Even heaven-piercing powerhouses yearned to obtain such a pill. They could enter a state of enlightenment, comprehend the great Tao, and increase their strength. The heartless pill had a fatal temptation to half-step heaven-piercing powerhouses. It could help them comprehend the mysteries of the Jade Moon realm in one go, perfect their cultivation path, and naturally enter the Jade Moon realm. It had a higher chance of breaking through than the Moonlight Divine Pill, which was used for breaking through, and it was more stable. However, refining the Heartless Pill only required holy stones. This was also the reason why it could not be classified as a divine pill. How could one refine the Heartless Pill without the recipe? This meant that Yang Wu would definitely not be able to complete the mission. Yao Xiaobo purposely reminded everyone of this point, and only then did everyone come to their senses and bet that Yang Wu would not be able to complete the mission. Even the Alliance Master had personally admitted that he was unable to refine the Heartless Pill, so how could Yang Wu possibly refine it? After Miao Miao took the bet, he quickly went to look for Yang Wu. Yang Wu was not in the alchemy room, but in an alchemy space. This alchemy space was specially opened for Saint Realm Elders. They could control the space's array formation to isolate the lightning tribulation, and they could also not activate the array formation, allowing the lightning tribulation to descend without worrying about disturbing the people outside. At this time, not only was Yang Wu in the alchemy space, but there was also Chao Jifei and Yao Miao Miao. He had originally only invited Chao Jifei to come with him, but who knew that Yao Miao Miao would insist on coming? Yang Wu had no way to argue with her, not to mention the other party had the spirit medicine body, a natural alchemist, and her temperament was not bad, so it was not a big deal to make friends with her. After Miao Miao arrived, he told Yang Wu the whole story of the bet. Chao Jifei and Yao Miao Miao, who were beside Yang Wu, both showed a trace of unease. Yang Wu, did you really accept the Heartless Pill mission? Chao Jifei asked. Yang Wu replied, it seems so. What do you mean it seems so? Hurry up and take a look. Chao Jifei said nervously. Yang Wu flipped his hand and a mission plate appeared in his hand. The mission written on it was to complete the Heartless Pill. Looks like you're going to have to bleed a lot this time. There's no pill formula for the Heartless Pill, so how are you going to refine it? Furthermore, Miao Miao even offered a compensation of 100 times, 5 million high-grade Saint Stones. Then you'll have to pay 100 million high-grade Saint Stones. This is a super-large Saint Vein. Chao Jifei sighed softly. After pausing for a moment, she said to Miao Miao, go and find Vice Alliance leader Miao to be the middleman and return all these bets. Otherwise, you'll definitely lose miserably. Eldest senior sister, don't scare me. This is the bet that boss told me to accept. Miao Miao said nervously. Yao Miao Miao also said, did little brother tell you to accept the bet? How come we didn't know about it? Did you explain it to the person who placed the bet? Miao Miao felt the unfriendly gazes of the two girls and completely panicked. They wanted him to take the blame for this. Don't force me like this, my body is small, even if I take out all my wealth, I won't be able to compensate so much money. If my ancestor finds out, I'll definitely be grounded for 100 years. Miao Miao was on the verge of tears. 100 million high-grade Saint Stones was too much, so much so that it was frightening. He couldn't afford it. Yang Wu said, all right, don't scare Miao Miao, I know what I'm doing. Just accept these holy stone, I can refine the Heartless Pill. This is not a joke. Chao Jifei emphasized. Little brother, stop messing around. The Heartless Pill has been lost for who knows how many years. There was once a rumor that someone offered 1 million divine stone for the pill formula, but no one contributed it. Yao Miao Miao also did not believe that Yang Wu could complete the mission. Yang Wu laughed and did not explain further. Instead, He gave Meow Meow a large list of herbs that he needed and handed it over to Meow Meow. He ordered him to bring Bao Meili, Huang Daha and Huang Xiaohe to the medicine hall to retrieve the herbs. As a top holy elder, Yang Wu had the right to receive the herbs in advance. As long as he refined the pills, it would be fine. Meow Meow did not suspect anything and left to carry out the order. Yang Wu sat cross-legged on a piece of incomparably hard divine stone and said to the two girls beside him, "Stay here and watch me refine the pills. We can discuss alchemy at any time and learn from each other's strengths to make up for our weaknesses. We can advance and retreat together." Without waiting for Chao Jifei to respond, Yao Meow Meow clapped her hands and said, "Good, good. I've long heard of little brother's amazing alchemy skills. I won't let go of such a good opportunity today." Chao Jifei nodded lightly at Yang Wu and said, "Only by discussing alchemy can we improve together." Not long after, Meow Meow brought Bao Meili into the hall and delivered the first batch of herbs. Huang Daha and Huang Xiaohe still had to continue to collect the herbs and deliver them one after another. "I will refine a cauldron of bone-forming pills first. Watch carefully," Yang Wu said faintly. A bronze cauldron flew out from the cauldron. A stream of clear spring water flowed into the cauldron and washed the cauldron clean. Yang Wu's attitude was incomparably sincere. The onlookers all wore solemn expressions. Washing the cauldron and inviting the cauldron spirit. This was something that every alchemist who focused on alchemy would do. After Yang Wu was done with the cauldron, he ignited the sacred fire and sent thousands of herbs flying towards the cauldron. The sacred fire turned into sparks and swept the herbs away. Controlling herbs with the soul. Refining herbs with the sparks. Chapter 1243. Using one's soul to control medicine was something only a saint pharmacist could do. However, there were very few people like Yang Wu who could control thousands of herbs and make them fly into the cauldron at the same time. Not only that, Yang Wu used the power of the sacred fire to turn into sparks and refine the thousands of herbs that fell into the cauldron. In the blink of an eye, the thousands of herbs were refined into essences that fell into the cauldron. Chao Jifei, Yao Meow Meow, Meow Meow, and Bao Meili were stunned by such a fast refining method. Only a saint pharmacist can do this. "I didn't expect Yang Wu to have already reached this step," Chao Jifei exclaimed. "It wasn't difficult to separate sparks to refine medicine. The difficult part was how to refine them perfectly without wasting a single drop of their medicinal properties." Yang Wu learned this technique from watching Little Black concoct pills. Now that his soul embryo was formed, his divine sense was extremely powerful. It was easy for him to control the herbs, and it was also very simple for him to control the fire. Blue Demonis was also his heart fire, so he could control everything with ease. A wave of ordinary herbs was refined into the cauldron. The second wave of herbs quickly flew over and were refined by the same method. Yang Wu only controlled thousands of herbs. With his ability, it wasn't difficult for him to control 10,000 herbs. The difficult part was how to refine them accurately. Refining them perfectly was truly a godly method. No matter if it was ordinary or high-grade herbs, Yang Wu treated them all the same. They were all refined perfectly. Everyone else's eyes were opened. No wonder little brother became the youngest saint pharmacist in history. "I'm not as good as him." Yao Meow Meow was rarely humble. She then added, "Only a man like this is worthy of being my partner." "Miss Meow Meow, boss already has a few sisters-in-law," Meow Meow reminded her kindly. Bang! Bang! As soon as he finished speaking, his left and right eyes were hit. It was so painful that tears flowed down his face. He couldn't even scream. Not only did Yao Meow Meow beat him up, but even Chao Jifei also beat him up. Her eyes turned into panda eyes. "There's no room for reasoning," Meow Meow cursed under his breath. After refining the herbs, it was time to refine the demon cores. Refining a demon core was not an easy task for many saint alchemists. The demon core contained a demon soul, and was also the essence of a demon saint. It required a large amount of saint chi to refine it, and if a saint alchemist with insufficient profound chi was unable to refine it, they would even be devoured by the demon soul. When Yang Wu refined the demon core, he shocked everyone once again. Yang Wu actually grabbed the demon core with his claw and crushed it. Bang! A muffled explosion rang out as a wholly demonic soul collapsed before it could even reach Yang Wu. Refine! Yang Wu shouted calmly. Blue Enchantress's flame increased, and it quickly refined the demon core fragments into essence, merging them with the herbal essence in the cauldron. Go! Yang Wu flicked his finger, and the spiritual spring turned into a rainbow and flew into the cauldron. Condense! Yang Wu closed the void and the lid of the cauldron fell down. Bursts of star saint chi gathered, and the saint fire was extinguished. It was a shocking scene. A cauldron of saint pills was completely refined in a few breaths. That's it. Meow Meow was shocked. Too fast. My master's refining speed is only this fast. Chao Jifei sighed softly. My man is so powerful and handsome. I'm almost mesmerized by him. Yao Meow Meow said excitedly. Yang Wu retracted his chi, and his hair and clothes fluttered in the wind. He looked very handsome, and there was no doubt that he was a top saint medicine master. Chao Jifei, Yao Meow Meow, and Bao Meili were all mesmerized. All of a sudden, the sound of holy thunder rang out. Oh no, young master didn't set up a thunder defense array. Bao Meili exclaimed. Where's the thunder absorption puppet? Yao Meow Meow asked softly. My boss doesn't need the thunder absorption puppet to deal with this kind of saint thunder. Meow Meow had a proud expression on his face, as if he was the one facing the saint thunder. Yang Wu looked up at the domineering thunder and lightning, and he opened his mouth and sucked the thunder and lightning into his body. The 4 people present were shocked by Yang Wu's actions. Others would think of ways to avoid the thunder tribulation, but not only did Yang Wu not avoid it, he even opened his mouth and swallowed the thunder. His actions were indeed terrifying. Bolts of Saint Thunder that could kill ordinary saints fell into Yang Wu's mouth one by one. These seemingly domineering powers were all refined by Yang Wu and turned into energy that entered his body. A small part of it was transferred to the sacred mandala flower to refine it. Back at the Thunder Mountain, the sacred mandala flower didn't dare to withstand the power of the divine thunder and fled early. When Yang Wu quietly returned after attaining the body of a supreme saint, Yang Wu felt that it was necessary to help her cultivate a powerful physique. He would nourish her with the power of thunder and lightning from time to time to help her adapt to the power of thunder and lightning. He also taught her the body tempering technique to cultivate. The sacred mandala flower was one of the 10 great evil plants. After swallowing the immortal elixir to regenerate, its life had changed. Not only did its strength increase, but it also evolved. Its physique became more powerful, and its combat power became more powerful. Yang Wu felt that it was still not enough. He had to let it adapt to the power of thunder and lightning and continue to evolve to become more powerful. 3 waves of heavenly thunder fell one after another, and they were all swallowed by Yang Wu. Not a single one was left out. The power of thunder and lightning was refined into the heavenly thunder bone. When it erupted in the future, the power of the heavenly thunder bone would be extraordinarily powerful. This kind of heavenly thunder can no longer hurt me. I can only absorb its power. Yang Wu muttered to himself and took off the lid of the cauldron. Round pills flew out one after another, each exuding a strong vitality and medicinal properties. Waves of dense aura lingered endlessly. They were definitely the best of the best. The 4 people present counted and shockingly reached 22 bone-forming pills. This kind of number of pills was just too shocking. Even the level of a divine alchemist was only at this level. Do the 3 of you have anything you want to say? Yang Wu asked Chao Jinv, Yao Meow Meow, and Meow Meow. Bao Meili's cultivation was still low and she was also Yang Wu's servant, so she could only obediently listen. Meow Meow could not wait and asked, Boss, how did you refine the pills with starfire? Do you have any high-level fire-controlling methods? Chao Jifei cut to the chase and said, Do you have a method to refine the sacred thunder? Yao Miao Miao's eyes were filled with stars as she said, Little brother, are you the reincarnation of a divine alchemist? When you refine pills, you are simply too handsome. Yang Wu put away the pills and replied, I will answer Miao Miao's question first. The flame I use is the innate heart fire that I awakened. It has already reached the top of the sacred fire and is connected to my mind. I only need a thought and it can help me refine pills. However, controlling the flame depends on the reaction of the soul. The soul and the flame are not on the same frequency, so it is especially easy to go wrong. Therefore, refining pills, refining flames, and refining the soul are all indispensable. Jifei's question is the simplest. I do have a method to refine the sacred thunder. It is the 9 lightning body tempering technique. If you want to cultivate it, I can give you the first volume, but you will have to suffer the pain of lightning. Little sister Miao Miao, I am not the reincarnation of a divine alchemist. In the future, I will definitely be stronger than them. After Yang Wu finished answering their questions, he said to them, You guys refine pills too. I will watch from the side. I will go first. Miao Miao was eager to show off. After a shout, he took out his medicine cauldron to refine pills. His medicine cauldron was a sacred cauldron, which was enough for him. His ancestors had already prepared a good cauldron on the sacred weapon ranking for him. He only needed to wait for him to become a divine alchemist before he could use it. Miao Miao was indeed worthy of being Miao Jiaoqi's successor. Although he had a free and easy personality, he was extremely talented in refining pills. Every step was done in an orderly manner. He could also control the medicine with his soul. He had a Miao flame, which was the totem sacred fire of the Miao tribe. Its power was not to be underestimated. Under Miao Miao's control, the herbs were refined one by one. Yang Wu seriously watched Miao Miao's every move and memorized them. Yao Miao Miao's heart was completely focused on Yang Wu. She didn't even look at Miao Miao's performance. Most of her attention was on Yang Wu. Chao Jifei was also a little absent-minded. She had become a divine alchemist and had reached the Star Rune realm. She originally thought that she could catch up to Yang Wu's footstep. Who would have thought that Yang Wu was much more powerful than she imagined? Miao Miao worked hard to refine a small divine pill and attracted 2 layers of lightning tribulation. He used the 9 lightning body tempering art that Yang Wu passed to him to block the first wave of lightning tribulation. After that, he summoned a lightning-absorbing puppet to block the second wave of lightning tribulation. At this moment, Yang Wu freed one of his hands and grabbed the lightning-absorbing puppet. He shouted, Use your body to block the lightning tribulation. Boss, don't. Miao Miao panicked. In the next moment, the second wave of lightning tribulation had already descended. My life is over. Miao Miao felt that his limit was to block the first wave of lightning tribulation. If he had to block the second wave of lightning tribulation, it would be asking for his life. Yang Wu, you'll really kill him like this. Vice Leader Miao will probably fight you to the death. Chao Jifei said with a trace of worry. That guy is too wretched. It's good to let him suffer a little. Yao Miao Miao said indifferently. Don't worry. He can handle it. Yang Wu replied. Miao Miao's physique was astonishing and his potential was extraordinary. Otherwise, he wouldn't have achieved so much at such a young age. Miao Miaoqi had high hopes for him and had already refined him into an extraordinary physique. A mere lightning tribulation wouldn't kill him. It would only help his physical potential to be unearthed. After the second wave of lightning tribulation passed, everything returned to normal. Miao Miao was lying on the ground motionlessly. His entire body was charred black. His appearance was extremely miserable. He's not really dead, is he? Ba. I didn't do this. Don't come looking for me after you die. Yao Miao Miao's face was a bit pale. Chao Jifei said to Yang Wu, "Why don't you go check on him?" Yang Wu smiled and said, "Miao Miao, don't play dead. Otherwise, I'll attract another wave of lightning tribulation for you and refine your body again. Boss, please let me go." Miao Miao crawled up from the ground and cried out. Although he looked miserable, his vitality was still very strong. He wasn't in any danger of dying. "Hurry up and refine your body and strengthen your physique," Yang Wu said loudly. "Yes, boss." Chapter 1244. The Nine Lightnings Body Tempering Art was extraordinary. As long as one could endure the pain of being struck by lightning, they would reap great benefits. Miao Miao's body had been tempered by Miao Miaochi since he was a child. His body's foundation was very solid. Under ordinary lightning strikes, and with the help of the Nine Lightnings Body Tempering Art, he had restarted the path of body tempering. After a period of meditation, Miao Miao's body had clearly improved by another level. He was overjoyed. "Wonderful, truly wonderful. My body feels so strong." Miao Miao patted his chest. "You're a little exposed. Hurry up and put on your clothes." Yang Wu pointed at his chest. Miao Miao had just undergone a lightning tribulation, so his clothes were already in tatters. Miao Miao laughed shamelessly. "It doesn't matter if people see such firm muscles." He looked at Yao Miao Miao provocatively. Compared to Chao Jifei, he preferred Yao Miao Miao, the little witch. She was quite the flavor. "I wonder if such a small body can do it 13 times a night." "Don't embarrass yourself here," Yao Miao Miao said disdainfully. Miao Miao covered his face and left in defeat. "I'll also refine a cauldron of pills. Yang Wu, can you give me some pointers?" Chao Jifei asked Yang Wu. Chao Jifei had been hailed as Xiang Dingtian's successor, so she had her own confidence. She was already an iron-grade sacred apothecary before. Now that she had broken through to the astral rune realm, her pill-refining skills were bound to be even stronger. "All right," Yang Wu replied bluntly. Chao Jifei took out a dazzling cauldron. Yao Miao Miao couldn't help but exclaim, "The Heaven Cauldron!" The Heaven Cauldron was a cauldron on the Saint Weapon ranking, one of the top 3 sacred cauldrons. It had an extraordinary origin and was rumored to be the famous sacred cauldron of the primordial divine apothecary. It had accompanied the primordial divine apothecary throughout his life and possessed the primordial divine apothecary's legacy. Miao Miao was also envious of Chao Jifei's Heaven Cauldron. There were only 2 things that alchemists valued the most. One was a true flame seed, and the other was a medicinal cauldron. Only by possessing these 2 things could they refine pills better. The Heaven Cauldron was a top-grade saint cauldron, almost comparable to a divine cauldron. With such a cauldron in hand, the chances of condensing a pill would be much higher. Chao Jifei gently wiped the Heaven Cauldron before bowing to it. Her natal true fire, the imperial concubine flame, appeared on her body. This was her innate true fire that she had awakened. The crimson imperial concubine flame danced like a beautiful woman dancing. It was a breathtaking sight. It had also reached the level of a sacred flame and released astonishing power. In the next moment, many herbs flew into the cauldron. Chao Jifei's soul power was also very outstanding. She controlled 100 herbs to enter the cauldron at once. The imperial concubine flame burned on the cauldron, sending different strands of heat towards the herbs. She continuously formed hand seals, controlling the imperial concubine flame to the point of perfection. Many herbs were refined into the cauldron one after another. Her methods weren't as amazing as Yang Wu's, but they were still more brilliant than the average saint alchemist. After an unknown amount of time, she finished refining a large number of herbs. When it came to the sacred herbs, her speed slowed down a lot. Her soul power carefully controlled the sacred herbs to enter the cauldron. The intensity of the heat was also adjusted, afraid that she would destroy the herbs if she refined them too fiercely. Sure enough, there was a stalk of saintly medicine that was destroyed by her excessive heat. She wasn't dispirited, nor was she flustered in the slightest. She still calmly placed a new sacred herb into the cauldron and successfully refined it. After refining all the herbs, her delicate face had a few more traces of redness. Fine beads of sweat seeped out of her forehead. It was obvious that refining these herbs was a little strenuous for her. The strength of a second-level star rune realm was only the strength of an elementary saint. Even if her foundation was strong enough, it still wasn't enough. Soon, she entered the process of refining the demon core. At this step, she was clearly much calmer. She used the Imperial Concubine Flame to slowly refine the demon core, unlike Yang Wu's rough method. Everything was proceeding smoothly. In the end, Chao Jifei refined a tribulation sacred pill. Chao Jifei's strength was also not bad. She used her physical body to withstand the sacred lightning. Yang Wu and Miao Miao thought that they could feast their eyes on Chao Jifei while her clothes were being destroyed by the lightning tribulation. Who knew that she was wearing a top-grade sacred-grade inner armor that successfully blocked the lightning tribulation. Moreover, she didn't expose any places that shouldn't be exposed. What a pity! Yang Wu and Miao Miao both sighed softly in their hearts. In terms of figure, Chao Jifei was much more fiery than Yao Miao Miao. She was more voluptuous, while Yao Miao Miao was slender. Each had their own merit. It's just a tribulation sacred pill. I've made a fool of myself. It was obvious that Chao Jifei wasn't satisfied with this refining. Miao Miao flattered, eldest senior sister is blessed by the heavens. You can quickly refine a second tribulation sacred pill, or even a third tribulation sacred pill. Yang Wu also agreed, that's right. Chao Jifei looked at Yang Wu and asked, do you think so too? Yang Wu said with certainty, yes, with your level, it's not difficult to refine a second tribulation sacred pill. You just need to improve a little bit. Let's hear it. Your alchemy is too careful, and some steps are obviously a bit repetitive. You should be more precise. For example, you should change faster when controlling the fire. When the essence of the herbs enters the cauldron, you don't control it well enough. You should do this. After Yang Wu asked Chao Jifei in detail, Chao Jifei was enlightened. She had a deep understanding of her own shortcomings. As long as she adjusted these shortcomings, she could indeed refine a second tribulation sacred pill quickly. Yang Wu was also very impressed with Chao Jifei's perception. She was indeed worthy of being Xiang Dingtian's successor. Her alchemy skills were improving rapidly, and it wouldn't be a problem for her to become a divine alchemist in the future. Xiang Dingtian was away for a long time, so he didn't have much time to teach her. Perhaps he also hoped that she would temper herself more and find her own Tao of alchemy. This also led to her having some unresolved problems. Coincidentally, Yang Wu had discovered her problems. If she fixed these problems, it would definitely not be a problem for her to advance further. It's not a coincidence that your alchemy skills are better than mine. Chao Jifei expressed her admiration for Yang Wu. Yang Wu smiled and said, there's no need to be so polite between us. Chao Jifei thought of the scene when he took advantage of her and blushed. She thought to herself, if only he wasn't a playboy. Little brother, I want to refine pills too. Please give me some pointers. Yao Miao Miao interrupted Yang Wu and Chao Jifei's conversation and began to refine pills. Yao Miao Miao's cultivation level wasn't as high as Miao Miao's, but her alchemy skills were definitely above his. She took out a small and ancient cauldron. He couldn't tell its level, but from the aura it emitted, it was definitely a top-tier cauldron that wasn't inferior to the heaven cauldron. Yao Miao Miao took a light breath and unleashed the power of her spirit medicine body. Many of the herbs fused with her and she could easily control them. She could better refine their essences. A dark green flame swept out and formed a whirlpool of fire, refining the herbs one by one. This is the Yao clan's unique whirlpool refining technique, Chao Jifei transmitted to Yang Wu when she saw his shocked expression. Interesting, Yang Wu replied. Yao Miao Miao's alchemy skills were natural. It was as if she was a monster born for alchemy. She was naturally compatible with alchemy. The dark green flames formed a whirlpool and quickly refined the herbs. When it came to refining the monster cores, there was no way to take shortcut. She could only refine the monster cores with her own strength. She was seriously lacking in strength, so she only continued to refine the monster cores after refining the chi-replenishing pill. Yao Miao Miao's soul was incomparably powerful. Her soul power shrouded the medicinal cauldron, protecting the essence inside. After the demon core's power was completely refined, her soul power moved, assisting her true body to condense the elixir. Yang Wu, Chao Jifei, and Miao Miao all saw this clearly. They were all shocked. Yao Miao Miao's soul had reached the saint stage and possessed some special mysteries that allowed her to achieve unparalleled success in alchemy. Sure enough, when the pills were refined, 3 lightning tribulations descended one after another. The power was quite majestic. This was the power of lightning tribulations that would only be attracted when a perfect pill was refined. Yao Miao Miao didn't dare to block the lightning with her physical body. A puppet appeared and blocked the lightning tribulations for her. When the lightning tribulations dissipated, a dozen perfect lesser saint pills appeared in front of everyone. Miao Miao felt inferior and said, "I'm not as good as her." Both of them were alchemists who could refine 3 tribulation lesser saint pills, but Yao Miao Miao's pills were more than his. Just based on this point, she could suppress him. Yao Miao Miao walked in front of Yang Wu proudly and said, "Little brother, can you give me some pointers? Is there anything I'm lacking?" Her graceful body moved closer to Yang Wu. Waves of mesmerizing medicinal fragrance entered Yang Wu's nostrils, causing Yang Wu's heart to flutter. What a little vixen! Yang Wu pondered for a moment and said, "Your alchemy is perfect. If I really want to pick out a flaw, it would be your lack of strength. When refining the demon cores, you couldn't consolidate the power of the demon cores and lost a lot of energy. Otherwise, you could have refined more pills. I'm also troubled. What should I do?" Yao Miao Miao said with a trace of pity. "Simple. As long as you cultivate the body-tempering art like Miao Miao, strengthen your physical body and cultivation realm, you will be stronger in alchemy." "I don't want to. I'm so thin and weak. I can't withstand the lightning tribulations." "Then there's no way. Little brother is so powerful. There must be a way. Think about it. Can't I be your little wife?" "Stop fooling around." Yang Wu still couldn't stand Yao Miao Miao's coaxing and pestering. In the end, he decided to take out some second-grade immortal liquid to help her, Miao Miao, and Bao Meili reach a higher level. Yang Wu didn't get along with Yao Miao Miao, but it didn't mean that he couldn't get along with her. In his eyes, Yao Miao Miao was just a mischievous little girl with a good temper. Helping her was nothing. Yao Miao Miao didn't expect Yang Wu to really help her. Her impression of Yang Wu skyrocketed. She already knew of Yang Wu's existence and was very interested in him. After seeing him in person, she felt that Yang Wu was extraordinarily charming. Especially when she found that Chao Jifei seemed to like Yang Wu, she wanted to compete with Chao Jifei even more. "Boss, don't waste time. Hurry up and finish your task. Otherwise, you'll lose even your underwear,"